I think we are completely set up now. Make sure a couple of things. Welcome in, welcome in. Gonna give it just a minute to let people come in. Add my image in here. Hey. I wonder if I can just leave that up. Put this away. Okay. Oh, mute that. Okay. Okay. So why aren't you vegan yet? The only way to respect animals is to be vegan. I have a couple of resources here. The why to go vegan, or I got my arm switched here. Why to go vegan. Dominion is a documentary. It's free on YouTube, and it just shows you the standard practices of what animals must go through. And then below that is Dairy is Scary, which shows you what dairy cows have to go through, what is inherent in dairy in order to get milk and other dairy products. And then over here I have the How to Go Vegan, nutritionfacts.org, and the Vegan Dailey Dozen. So nutritionfacts.org is set on trying to find the healthiest way for people to live. It's all science-backed. I wouldn't even call them vegan. I'd say they're plant-based. But they do have something called the Vegan Daily Dozen, which just shows you how to get everything you need in a day from a whole food plant-based diet according to science. And then you can look at the studies. They actually make videos breaking down studies on what does it mean for something to be healthy, you know, healthy compared to what? And like, what is it that we're looking for when we say, I want to be healthy? Is it longevity? What is it you want from your health? You know, but that's all nutritionfacts.org. Basically, the science is in, you can thrive in any manner you want on a vegan diet. So the question then comes down to, why aren't you vegan yet? Since the only way to respect animals is to live vegan, and you actually, as a human, most humans thrive not using animals. So what morally justifies using animals when we don't need to? Okay. Let's make sure I got everything up. Okay. That's a great question. Why aren't we cannibals? Yeah, the slaughterhouse workers, you know, you're actually not supporting them. It's a really terrible job. The people that typically are hired there are vulnerable populations, and they're being preyed upon because they're desperate. Most people don't want to work in a slaughterhouse. And actually, they have looked at slaughterhouse workers, and their rate of PTSD is higher than other jobs. Their rate of depression is higher. They have a lot more issues with domestic violence. Whenever a slaughterhouse is brought into a neighborhood or an area, the violent crimes in the area go up. So it's not good for humans either. But the worst of it is for the animals. They walk in alive and they leave in a bag. Yeah, but humans taste like pigs, so that means that humans taste like bacon. Really, really good, apparently. So would it be morally justified then to raise and unalive humans for taste pleasure? Would that morally justify it, their taste pleasure? Know what for a fact? So do you think it's moral for us to take a human's life when they wanted to live just so we can taste their muscles? Well, why don't you come up and let's talk about it? You got to be over 18, but if you're over 18, I'll talk to you. Oh, hey, we have a request. Mark, are you over
You
18?
flat out said that human.
Okay, calm down. Don't come in here with fire. I just popped in. So first off, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm way over 18.
Okay, so why aren't you vegan yet?
Whoa, no. Let's back up a second. You said humans taste.
Okay, I want to be clear. This is my live, not your live. So we're not going to back up to anything. You're going to answer my question or I'm going to move on.
Well, I guess you're gonna move on because now you just.
Okay, that's fine. We can move on. Yes, humans do taste apparently delicious. You should look up the term long pig, Long, long pig. Humans apparently taste like pig. We have people accounting about it. We have people that have survived extreme situations that have talked about it. We have information on this. Mr. Voice, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually currently eating that In-N-Out burger, big old burger.
So you're not an adult, you're just a child. Got it. It's really funny when people are like, I'm an adult but a coward. Are you over 18, Chris?
Yeah, I'm 19.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Yeah, I don't think that animals have any moral worth or
Oh, so
value.
do you think it's moral for me to like kick dogs for fun?
No, not necessarily.
Oh, good.
I
Okay.
think the main difference between what would be like just kicking a dog for fun versus eating an animal is that for one, I think eating an animal actually does derive value
Okay,
in
so but
many
let's go
societies.
back to what you said though. You said animals do not have moral worth, but it's still
I mean,
immoral for me to
obviously not
kick
in the same
dogs.
way as
Okay,
humans.
so
I
we can
mean,
agree though they do have moral worth.
I mean, yes, but
Okay,
in the
good.
sense that like if you're being intellectually honest with yourself, if you see a pig die, that's completely different than seeing a human die, right? Like,
So, what I would say is, of course, we have different value systems, but just because I don't like necessarily care about a specific individual doesn't mean that I don't care that they just lost their life. If I saw a pig lose their life, I'm going to be just as sad for me. I'm going to be sad, just as sad if I saw a human lose their life. It gives me this ick feeling. It makes me
is
tremble.
is a lion immoral for eating an animal?
I would say yes, immoral, but they're justified because they're surviving a harsh environment. And they are what we call moral patients, not moral agents. You and I are moral agents. We understand that morality is complex and that we weigh situations out to decide, if they're moral or not. And we as moral agents, since we know that there's a right and a wrong, have a moral obligation to ourselves to act on what we think is right, and avoid what we think is wrong. And we want ourselves respected. And we don't want to have a deep philosophical conversation with each human that we come in contact with to be like, hey, I'm a person who wants my autonomy respected. I just know that I, as a person having my own subjective experience, want my autonomy respected. I will give that same respect to other humans, right? That's
Yeah,
how
I
we
mean,
communicate how we want to be treated. So what I'm saying is I don't care how smart a human is. I don't care what they look like. I just care that they're a sentient being having their own experience. And that's all that matters. They care what
okay,
happens to them.
what like then I would ask you the question is let's say someone uh like they get into a really bad accident and they lose the majority of their brain function, but they're still alive, but they can still live and they can still eat, things like that, but they essentially lose the majority of their brain function. Since they have lost their sense of sentience, do you think they've also lost their value as a living being?
So, first we have to clarify what sentience is because I think you're mistaking it for sapience. Sentience is just having an experience. It's having experiences and weighing them out, making preferences. And they care about what happens to them. It's the actual definition is experiencing subjective feelings like emotions, joy, suffering. Those are things that sentient beings all share. So we all share that we want to continue living and avoid harm. And we enjoy things. That's all that matters, right?
What about bugs?
Are you eating bugs?
No, but I'm killing
Okay.
them.
Well, I'm talking about, why you aren't vegan. The
Well, you see,
reason,
but I actually think this is a very important point here because there are
okay,
some
bugs are
animals that we
sentient.
share. No, listen, I think there's a lot of
I thought we were
animals
talking
that.
about insects, though.
No, I'm talking. I think broader.
Did you
This
want the
brings up
answer
an
to your
important
insect
point.
question?
Please, no, just don't interrupt for a second.
Did you
I
want
think
an
there are a lot
answer
of
to your insect
animals.
question?
No, I understand.
Did you want an answer to your insect question? Yes, I care about insects. Okay, go ahead and continue.
Yeah, but the problem here is that there's very clearly a level of what animals we choose to decide, okay, they get to live and they do not,
Yeah, it's
based off of
complicated,
how
right?
much our
It's
survival
it doesn't
requires
make
it.
logical sense. It doesn't make
Yeah,
logical
okay, so
sense that
let's
we
say
do
people
this.
live in the like the people, they
Are you
survive an
living in the
accident, they're stuck
forest?
in the forest, and they have to
Chris,
kill.
Chris, I'm talking about you. You specifically. Why aren't you vegan? Not people that are living in the forest. You. It's right there. You're muted. I'll give you another couple seconds. It's right there. There you
See,
go.
I feel like, in general, I feel like, while I agree that being vegan can be make someone morally superior, someone is not
No,
in
no,
the
no, no,
wrong
no, no,
for
no, no,
not
no, no,
being.
no, no, no. Veganism is not a, maybe we just need to clarify what veganism is.
All right.
Veganism is a principled stance against exploitation. It's not about being morally superior. It's not even about the unaliving of animals. It's about exploitation. It's about using someone without their consent when you can avoid doing so. Or it's about not doing that. It's about being against that. Sorry, I misspoke. It's about being against using someone without their consent when you can avoid doing so.
I mean, I personally, the thing is, and I honestly, I want to tie it all the way back to the dog claim. The main difference between I see a dog and the animals I eat is that in the society that I live in, we give moral worth to dogs and we don't give moral worth to these other animals. And
Yeah,
I know you may hear that and you may think it sounds grossly unethical to just
it
say
is.
it's my societal standard.
It is.
However, what's right and wrong has always and will always be decided by societal standards, and you
Okay, so
cannot judge people
Chris,
for
hold
living
on.
within their own society.
Okay, so are
What?
you going to tell me that in the time of slavery, human slavery, that
Yeah.
was moral because it was a societal norm?
Yeah. So, while I wouldn't define it as moral, I also wouldn't say
Oh,
that people. No,
so
listen.
it's
I wouldn't
not
say it's
moral.
immoral.
It's
I wouldn't say it's
it's
immoral
moral
because it was
then.
part
It's
of the
either
societal
moral or
practice.
immoral. Is it moral
No,
or immoral to
you're
enslave
creating
humans?
a sense of it has to.
Chris, let's be real. Human slavery
Yeah.
is always immoral. Always.
Yeah. Okay, but there's
Always.
obviously nuance to the
Always.
situation.
Always immoral, Chris. Always immoral. I can't believe I have to teach you this lesson.
You can't look at history as.
Human slavery is always immoral. And if you don't understand that, we're going to move on. Human slavery, always immoral. Always. Always. Never morally justified. What if you were the slave? Like, you're disgusting. You're thinking from the oppressor's perspective. Would there ever be a moral justification for enslaving you? No, there isn't. And there isn't one for the animals either. Hey, Snake River, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
So I'm sympathetic to the idea of that, avoiding these farms where the animals are kept in cages, right? I think they're terrible. I know they're terrible. So I'm a hunter, right? I try my best. I not perfect, but I try my best to only eat animals that I've killed, right? And I use the entire animal, right? Except for the tongue.
You still haven't morally justified it.
So I don't think that there needs to be a moral justification. I think that
You're taking someone's life. You better have a moral justification. If I was to go slap my neighbor for no reason at all, isn't that that's immoral? Just because I enjoy it? Right? I better have a justification for doing that.
So I think we're taking it at two different approaches. I'm taking.
Of course, that's why we're having this conversation. I'm trying to find where we are actually similar.
So I don't believe that there needs to be a moral justification, right? I think that.
Okay. Does there need to be a justification for me to violate you?
Not necessarily, no.
So I want to eat your flesh. Is it moral for me to take your life because I think you taste good?
Not really, no.
Exactly. It's not. So then what morally justifies the difference in treatment between the animals you hunt and humans? Why not hunt the humans that we don't even like? Or better yet, we could breed humans that don't really understand society and that are maybe the same cognition level as the animals, and we could hunt them.
So here's the thing, right? Humans can be, well, I won't say can't because it's possible, but humans shouldn't be eaten by humans. Cannibalism.
So we actually can. We can do just fine. Human flesh is just as risky as animal flesh. As long as you cook it, it'll be safe.
I'm saying there's there's the prions and whatnot, but
Yeah, but that's if they're infected with it. If they're not infected with it, then there's no risk.
that's a good
Just
point.
Same thing with cows, right? The mad cow disease.
That's a good point. You got a good point.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to get at though, since it's just as safe, we don't need to eat humans though, right? It's unnecessary. No. Even though humans apparently taste like pig. We're nicknamed long pig. There were societies that did consume human flesh and talked about what it tasted like. So even though we taste like bacon, right, that doesn't morally justify taking someone's life, especially when we know we can eat other things. We don't need to use animals. Unless, is there something you think you need from animals?
So you're right. There's nothing that we need from animals per se, right? We humans evolved as opportunistic carnivores, right?
Well, opportunistic omnivores, but yeah.
Yes, you're right. Mostly plant matter, and I try and keep to that. I love my fruits. I love my vegetables, right? Just as much as you do.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm okay with them. I'm not like in love with my veggies. I just
what?
Yeah,
dude.
I mean,
some
veggies. Some. Don't get me wrong, but there are some that I'm like, I'll pass.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Opportunistic omnivores, right? There are some things, right? There's a couple vitamins in meat that aren't necessarily necessary, right? Like, yeah. What is it? B12 has a daily, like a daily recommended of like 0.2 micrograms or whatever. Mm-hmm. So.
I just take a supplement, but you can get it from natural sources if you wanted, like duckweed. Like there's different seaweeds that have B12 in them. I know that like mushrooms have it. You can get fortified foods like tofu, soy milk. Actually, a lot of plant-based milks have fortification in them. Even animal-based milks are fortified. But anyway, yeah, you can eat fortified foods that have B12 and D3 and all these things that we need. Like there's sources that are not animal source and they're readily available.
See, and right, again, I don't want animals to suffer, right? That's why
I can hear you sound like an honest person, so I appreciate that so far.
I don't want them to suffer, right? That's why I hunt, because I do my best to make sure, because that's how I know that they're,
Right. You don't want them to suffer. You care about their experience, right?
Exactly, and that's why I use the entire animal. I use their bones for stock. I use their...
So wouldn't it be preferable if you didn't have to use them? Like if they could just live and you could and just enjoy being around them?
So another reason I hunt is hunting is necessary for conservation, right?
Yeah. Do you know that there are other alternatives though?
Could you elaborate?
Yeah, there's birth control. There's also maintaining their habitats so that they don't enter our human world. We're encroaching on their land, though, because of animal agriculture. Animal. So our whole agricultural system, right? All the land we take, of all of it, 83% is dedicated to animal ag. And I understand that you hunt, but like 60% of our mammal biomass are the animals that we farm, and the wild animals only make up 4% of that percentage. So you going into the forest and taking out the wild animals, I understand that they're encroaching on human territory, but you're like wiping out the tiny bit of wild animals that we have left on this planet, and you're actually making the problem worse. And I
So,
understand that the conservationists are encouraging people, but it's because it brings money in so that they can do things for the forest. There are other ways that we can support our natural ecosystems without having the sport of hunting someone down, you know? And as far as our populations, like I said, if we eliminate animal ag, first off, we would have 75% of our ag land that we could rewild. We could do whatever we wanted with it, and that's equivalent to North America and South America combined, all dedicated to just where the animals take up space and their food. And we could feed over our population if we did this, if we eliminated animal ag. So we would solve the issue of overpopulation for wild animals because they would have room to live in. And we wouldn't be feeding 92.2 billion land animals every year. We could feed humans and still have a ton of land that could rewild, potentially become a carbon sink. There's a lot of good things. But most importantly, we wouldn't be taking the life of someone who wanted to live, especially in the forest, someone who's free and enjoying their life.
you make a lot of good points, and you seem much more educated on the topic than I am.
So what I just encourage you, because I'm just a TikToker, right? I'm just a person. So definitely verify what I'm talking about. I have resources here. This nutritionfacts.org, it just goes over studies and also an easy way of how to get everything you need on a vegan diet. Whole food, plant-based diet is what they promote. This is science-backed. I wouldn't even call them vegan. I don't know if you were here earlier. They're more like plant-based. They're looking more at the science and health of people. And then over here, these are just documentaries that are free on YouTube. Dominion is like 2 hours, but Dairy is Scary is only like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. So they're both free on YouTube. This is the why and this is the how. So, although you say you already avoid factory farming, they do go over like small farms and some hunting. And I know that you say that you try your best because I can hear the compassion in you. But the sport draws in people that aren't like you. It draws in people with their children, right? People that aren't going to be very good at aiming. And it's also teaching people that it's okay to take someone's life because they're overpopulating. I mean, we don't do that for humans, and we know humans are overpopulating. And it's because we care about them having that experience. So.
All right, well.
So if you check these out, come back and talk to me. I would love to hear if you've changed or if you have any different perspectives.
All right, I'll go do that now. I'll be back.
Awesome. I really appreciate you coming up, Snake River. Thank you. I appreciate honest people. That was fantastic. I don't normally read the comments, but I see someone, do I eat honey or eggs? I do not. Honey is inherently cruel to the bees, and eggs is inherently cruel to the chickens. Honey, they're often, like there's welfare issues, like queens getting their wings clipped. But the main issue with honey is that you're relying on their labor to make something for you when it's theirs. And we bred them to overproduce just like dairy cows, and we think, oh, that's a justification to take the excess, but we're causing torture. They're overworking these bees, right? And they often don't live more than a couple of years, whereas a hive can usually live multiple years. So, yeah, and even if they do survive in a place for, like, maybe someone's a really nice beekeeper, right? It's still immoral. You're enslaving someone to do something for you. I would say on the scale of everything that's horrible, of course, it looks very minor, but it's still a problem. And then eggs, chickens are bred, the cruelty's in their body. They have their, it's not really quite administration, but they're passing their egg along instead of only 13 times a year, like they have maybe 13 eggs a year, they now have them every day, or at least multiple times a week. And that's uncomfortable, this thing that's heavy, and they have to drop it. You know, they have to carry that around every day, replacing that weight. It's just terrible to them, and it wears their body out quicker. Okay. Sammy boy. Exactly, Freesia. There's no right way to do the wrong thing.
Hello?
Hi, Sammy boy. Are you over 18?
Yes.
Oh, that you are not. I'm sorry. But if you have a question, you can ask it in the chat. GB? Oh, okay. Sorry, GB. You for some reason dropped, so I think I hit James. James, are you over 18?
Yes, ma'am. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. So why aren't you vegan yet?
My son is listening to this conversation, so I just got to let him know that how to have a respectful dialogue, a respectful debate. So he's out here in front of me. So why am I not vegan? Here's the problem is that there's nothing wrong with eating meat. Because you justify killing and eating plants due to the fact that they're not sentient. I justify killing and eating animals due to the fact that they're not human. They're both the exact same justifications, but just for different reasons. We have a different morality system. That's how it is.
I would disagree with you. So
So
animals.
yeah.
Well, I just didn't know if you were going to say something. So animals are sentient, which we are also sentient. Plants are not sentient. They don't have a preference. They don't experience subjective feelings like pain, suffering, or joy. Only animals and humans do that. And that experience alone is what I care about. It's not about life, it's about experiencing. And just because someone's not as intelligent as us or sapient as us, I don't find that to be a justification for me to ignore their preferences and dominate their body. Does that make sense?
You place value on sentience, and I place value on being a human being. That's the difference right there. That's how you judge.
All you're saying is I'm of one group and they're of another group. And even though they share the same capacity to experience life and suffer, they're in a different group. Therefore, I can do what I want to that group.
What if I place value on existence? What you're doing to plants is totally wrong and immoral to me.
But again, that's not an honest response because the animals you use eat plants. So if you do care about plant welfare, you would still not use animals because you would care about your sentient plant friends. You wouldn't want to. We actually feed most of our plants to animals. So
There's a lot of people out there that place a lot of value on plants. They would totally disagree with what you're doing morally.
That's fine. And they can come talk to me. But plants don't have a brain or a central nervous system. There's a study called, it's not a study, excuse me. It's an article that goes over the last 50 years of studies. It's called Debunking a Myth, Plant Consciousness. And what they found is the studies that do make claims that plants might have some kind of sentience, those have not been reliably repeated. But the ones that explain those same phenomenon as just reactions, those have been repeated successfully. So the conclusion right now and the consensus is that plants are not sentient, not like humans and animals. Humans and animals, though, we have subjective experiences, we avoid harm, and we want to be comfortable. And that's all that matters. When we have humans that aren't intelligent, right? Because humans are vastly different from each other, right? You and I, two different people. But we still deserve the same amount of respect. And I'm saying that all I care about in other humans is their sentience. And that animals have those same characteristics. And I almost guarantee that's all you care about in humans is their sentience. I doubt that you go to a human that we would deem not our same cognition and say, I get to exploit that individual because they're not smart. Or if they were deformed, right? You would still respect those individuals. Right?
I think that the problem is that I hope I'm getting myself clear because you said you place value on having a brain.
No. I think you're missing the point. I place value on being able to have an experience of the world and weigh that experience out. Make preference on it. Plants don't have preferences. They're literally just bumping into things and responding to them. And if they survive their environment, they keep going.
What about plants? Because plants have an existence and that's valuable to them. That's all they have.
James, though, I already addressed this. I want to know, do you genuinely care about plant welfare?
I don't, but maybe there's somebody out there that does.
But I'm talking to you.
Yes, I do. Let's just say
So, so if you do, you should still live vegan.
why would I move vegan if I care about plants?
What do the animals you use eat?
They eat plants.
And you just said plants are sentient. So don't you think we should reduce our harm? Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming up and having a conversation. I'm sad you dropped. I didn't kick him. He just dropped. Okay. Snake, you're back up.
What's going on?
Did you have another question?
I was back about because I just watched Dominion.
You watched Dominion already?
Yeah, it's only like 4 minutes long.
It's 2 hours long. Dominion?
Okay, well, whatever. What?
Did you watch Dominion? Are you sure? Go look up
I
Dominion.
might have accidentally watched the trailer.
Okay. Well, what did you think of the trailer?
You know, it kind of just solidified my stance against, factory farms.
Yeah, so that's why you should watch it, because it goes over more than just factory farms.
Okay.
It goes over small farms too.
No, you said that, and I was like, how do they get all this into like 4 minutes?
Yeah, no.
There was no talking either. I'm like, okay, something's not right here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay, if you want, you can watch, I don't know if you're still there, but watch Dairy is Scary. It's only 10 minutes. Hey, Ciara.
Hey.
Hey.
I just wanted to know if he actually avoids getting, animal flesh from factory farms, because a lot of people say they do. Like, we have so many people on this app saying that they do, and they don't, because they don't realize that 99% of, flesh comes from factory farms. And so if they're buying anything from the store or restaurants, they are, they're participating in it. And I just think people are being disingenuous, or they just don't know.
Yeah, I agree. I don't believe people either. He said he very much tries to avoid it, which means he still uses it. But then he also says that he hunts for that reason. So he had some honest moments in our conversation. So as long as he understands what we're talking about, maybe he'll make that connection. But if he comes back up later, I would love for you to bring that up to him just to see what he says. I see he's in the chat.
Yeah, and he probably still drinks cow's milk and eats eggs, so
very possibly.
I mean, people are always saying, "Oh, I try to hunt my food." The reality is they only hunt a few times a year.
Yes.
And have not your whole year's worth of meals from it.
Yeah. Definitely not. It's like a thing that they have once a week, or even maybe multiple times a week, but they still eat out and eat at friends' houses and make other food they got from the store. Yeah. Hunting is clearly not working as far as conservation. We need to do something different. We're just grinding up animals for no reason. It's disgusting. Anyway, okay. Would you like to hang out up here? I'm going to bring someone up, or do you want to? Yeah.
I'll see if I can, but I'm multitasking, so.
Fair enough. Yeah. If you drop out, I'll understand. Right. or if you're just muted or whatever.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. That one guy.
Hey, how are we doing?
Good. Are you over 18?
I am. I'm 33.
Right on. Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I want to start out by saying that whoever comes up in here and says that you cannot get all your nutrients from vegetables is wrong. It's been proven.
Yeah.
But me personally, I'm not a vegan because I am a deer hunter and a wild pig hunter, and I eat off the land. I do raise my own beef, pork, chickens. Everything I do is personal. It's nothing. I don't buy from a store because I don't want them to come from a huge farm that's being mass produced. I don't agree with that. If you're too lazy to do it yourself, don't eat it.
Okay. So, so you're just doing it for taste pleasure, though?
No. So I deer hunt because of the deer populations. I mean, as of right now, we unalive deer hunters in America unalive 6 million deer a year.
Yeah, it's sad.
Cars unalive 1 to 2 million. Yeah, cars unalive 1 to 2 million deers a year, which requires 200 deaths in America, 10,000 injuries in America.
Yeah,
So if
we
I
could
can be
improve our
one of those
roadways for
people,
sure.
well, how do you improve your roadways to keep deer off of them?
Walls, nature bridges. I don't know.
But yeah, but are you willing to pay for all that?
Yeah,
So you would have the money to put in that many roadways to keep animals off the roadways
not me as one person, but
because not,
I think
not
is. Are you in
even
America?
even the,
Are you in
I
America?
am.
Okay. We're in the
I am.
wealthiest nation in the history of the world. We can afford it. We can
Right, we
afford to
are.
improve our roadways, our cities. We could feed and house all of our people. So that has nothing to
Right.
do with veganism. But so I can't
Right.
solve every issue for you, but I can say we can put priority on, we can put moral consideration into the mix and improve the areas that these animals are running into. We don't need to take their life. We can protect them from the systems that we're imposing in their way, right? We're actually coming into their home, plowing it down so that we
Right.
can make a road, and then being like, I'm going to take them out because they're crossing the road and unaliving humans. Why don't we just unalive humans?
We do every day. That's
Is
called
that
abortion.
moral? Is that moral?
That's a
Oh,
whole nother
abortion.
topic.
I said
Yeah.
human, not fetus. So a human outside the womb. Why don't we
We
just do that? Why don't we just unalive humans so that they don't, get into accidents or, cause harm to other humans? Why don't we do that? Humans are absolutely overpopulated.
we don't have to unalive when we do that by accidents because of car wrecks and
It's
motorcycle
not enough
wrecks and
though, right? We are still overpopulated, so it's time for the hunters to
no
get
no no.
active. Why aren't the
We're
hunters
definitely
active for the human population? We're blowing up.
we we're definitely not overpopulated. We have our land mass is way bigger than what
You
everybody
know,
thinks.
it's funny you say that because so we have starving children right now. We have nations of people who do not have access to food because of our system, because we're dedicating 83% of our agricultural land to animals. 83%. And they only give us 18% of our total global calories, only 30% of our protein, 83% of our land, like 20 to 30% of our fresh water, right? Ridiculous.
Right.
They take up 60% of our mammal biomass. It's terrible. So the solution is to stop using animals. Hunting them isn't the solution. Wild mammals only take up 4% of the total percentage. 4. So we're not only unaliving that 60% every year, you're now going into the forest and adding to that death toll. When you just said you don't even need to do it.
Yeah, and I have a quick question. If, hunting for conservation or for population control actually does work, why is there an overpopulation problem all the time? Like, if it
Because
actually works,
animals are just like humans. They don't stop breeding.
so it doesn't
They
work. So we should find another solution. There
so
are other
okay.
solutions, like birth control.
Our other solution would just to be going and just wiping out entire herds just to keep
Why?
them.
No, you're not listening. That clearly doesn't work, right? So there are other solutions, like birth control, for instance.
So we would have to catch a bunch of animals and put them on birth control.
No, there
The
are
animals
there are
don't
ways
stop.
to do it. Hold on, you keep
Right.
speaking over me. There are ways to do it, right? Like dropping feed with birth control, like in certain areas, or pew-pewing them. I can't remember exactly what it's called.
Tranquilizing.
Not tranquilizing, but it's just like it has like birth control on it. But yeah. Anyway.
What that's called either. I do know what you're talking about when they have the birth control in the pewer and it just right into them and then that's it. And we could even, to further Ciara's point, like we could train the people that already pew animals to do it for birth control reasons instead of you taking someone's life. Sorry, Ciara.
Well, you said
Yeah, and
someone.
people,
It's not a someone. An animal is
all
not a
right,
person.
hold on. I want to make one more point. People are laughing about the birth control, but they're doing this in New York City, for instance, with the rats. And I'm sure it's been used. It has been used on deer, I believe, in some regions. But yeah, it's a
And
thing.
hogs.
Ah, yeah.
Right. Hogs
And
are
it
the worst. The hogs will destroy, over $2 billion worth of land in a year, and they don't stop. So there's a reason us hunters are out there because yes, they have already started the whole, well, let's put birth control in there, and it's still not working. I mean, the rats have not stopped in New York City. They're still there, and they're still producing.
Oh, of course, they're still there, but it has helped.
But what percentage has it helped?
I don't have that right in front of me.
I just want to be clear, though. You're saying that the birth control is not successful because they're still there, but hunting is successful even though they're still there.
Right.
No. We don't hunt. We don't hunt to wipe out an entire herd.
We're not talking about wiping them out, though. We're talking about what you said. You said that you're taking them out to maintain their population. Ciara is pointing out you don't need to take their life. You can just prevent them from procreating and they can continue to live. But you want to pew them because you benefit from taking from their body. That's why you're holding on to it. You don't care about their population issue. You don't care that humans are running into deer. What you care about is filling up your freezer. That's what you care about. You care about the enjoyment you get sitting in the woods, taking someone's life. That's immoral. That is immoral.
You keep saying someone.
They are a someone. They are a someone. They are a subject having their own subjective experience. They are someone having their own subjective experience. Deer are sentient. That means they have a subjective experience. Hold on, you need to hear something. I don't think you understand how intelligent the individuals are that you take out. They have their own subjective experience. They have their own preferences, their own purpose. They have an interest in continuing to live, avoiding harm, being comfortable, just like you. Just like you. You even said deer are like us. They continue to populate. They are very much like us. And because they are like us, we should treat them with more respect. We shouldn't be pew-pewing them because we benefit from their body. We should be considering their best interests. Right? And if we do that, pew-pewing them is not in their best interest. Protecting them, maintaining their habitats, right? So they don't enter our human area. Eliminating animal agriculture, the biggest sink of our land use. We could let animals rewild that area, right? We could rewild land. 75% of our ag land could be rewilded. We could feed our whole population still.
I mean, I'm not saying that we couldn't feed our whole population.
I'm saying that you aren't even open to the idea of not hunting or farming. You're not even open to it because you're benefiting from oppressing these individuals. And the idea of not getting that benefit that you want makes you uncomfortable, even though I can tell you don't want animals to suffer. That's why you raise them, right?
Yeah, I raise all my own animals.
So knowing, and you already know this, knowing that you don't need to use animals makes using them harmful to them. It's abuse. I mean, even in the case of need, but it's not even morally justified. It's not justified at all.
How would it not be justified?
Because they want to live.
Right, but
and you don't need to use them. You're not in a situation where you will perish if you don't use them. You can make changes. How do you feed your animals? How do you feed your animals?
Depends on the animal.
Yeah. Do you import their food?
No. We have our own gardens that we raise just for our growers and stuff for them.
So instead of raising animals, because animals eat a lot, right? They eat more than a person does.
Depending on the animal.
Right. Cows, pigs, those animals eat more than a human does. Chickens are a little bit different, but they still are inefficient as far as energy use. for animals, you only get like 10% of what you put into animals. And I understand chickens are this weird ratio where they're the least, but it's still more resources going into them than what you get out of them. So you're raising food, and basically all that energy you put in there, you're only getting like 10% of it. You could grow that garden and get 100% of it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Your land,
Right,
you're in the perfect position to feed yourself on your land without the animals. You could feed more people on your land if you stop raising animals. In fact, they've shown that 1 acre of land can feed 15 people if you fed them a plant-based diet. Whereas with animals, you only feed one person.
Oh no, you can have 1 cow per acre, which will feed.
Yeah, but
I
you
mean,
can't
you're
grow
not
all
gonna
of
feed
your...
them.
No, you're not listening. I'm saying to feed everything that a person needs. To give them animals, you need more land. You
Right.
need more space. So I'm saying it's more efficient for you to stop raising animals, just grow human food on your land. It'll be cheaper, it'll be, healthier for you probably, but most of all, you wouldn't be demanding someone be born into existence, into slavery, to be ultimately unalived just for your taste pleasure.
I mean, it's not all about taste pleasure. I mean, it's more of a filler than anything, just like we
You
would
just
use a
said
potato.
that you can get everything. You came in here saying you can get everything
Right?
you
No,
need
no.
from a
You
plant-based
can
diet.
get all of your nutrients from a plant-based diet. You are
Right.
100% correct on that. If anybody tries to argue with you, they're wrong because
All
you
right.
can, and you can do it
You
without
do agree with
supplements.
me. I can hear it. I can hear you agree with me. Let me put it this way.
No, no.
I
I don't think.
No, no,
Like I was
you
saying,
agree with me a plant. I just want to do an example. Let's say I have a dog here, right? And I get entertainment out of kicking this dog. Do you think that's moral?
I mean, no, it's not moral,
Right.
but I mean,
As you agreed earlier, animals can suffer, and to cause them unnecessary suffering is immoral, right? For me to
right,
kick that dog is immoral. So I should go kick something else, right? If I have access to other things, I should go kick something else.
right.
So I'm saying that because you can eat something else, go do that instead of removing someone's head, or I don't know if you're using your cows for dairy, impregnating them or whatever. Instead
No,
of using them, you could just eat plants.
I mean, yes, we could just eat plants, and like I said, like there is no. It is one of those fights that you can't. Nobody can come
So
up
why
here,
are
especially
you why are you why are you still defending kicking dogs?
because I'm not kicking a dog. I'm eating an animal.
Do you think that being kicked is worse than losing your life?
Yes, because being kicked is being kicked over and over and over and over and
That's
over.
not what I said.
Yeah, well, I mean, you
Let's say
said
I
if I
do kick them over and over and over again, but they live to the next day.
right. Okay, that's an unstoppable pain that's going to happen every day. Whenever I
So
take
you're
animals,
telling
it
me
takes 2
if
seconds.
someone was threatening you and they said, I'm going to kick you over and over again, or I'm just going to take your life, you would
Take
say,
it.
take my
Take
life?
my life.
What about your mother?
100%.
What about your mother? Let's say your mother is here.
Take her life. Take her life. I would much rather her be a simple, quick death than a slow pain.
I'm sorry.
What is happening?
We've crossed the line. So there's something called human rights here. Like, yes, kicking is terrible, but taking their life is much more worse. In fact, our laws reflect this. Like, abuse is still not treated as severely as someone being schmurdered. That's silly. I want to be clear, abuse is wrong. I was just trying to say that although kicking is wrong, removing someone's life by taking their head or pew-pewing them, right? That is worse. You're escalating the violence. That is worse. Oh, snake.
Okay, so I just watched Dairy is Scary.
Okay.
I think because I'm not confident in my ability to look up things anymore.
Was it a girl talking?
It was, yes.
Okay, that's probably it then.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So, and I was still in here earlier after I got off the hot seat. The thing with dairy and eggs, I'm lactose intolerant, so I don't really drink cow's milk.
A lot of us are actually, funny enough. It's like 60% of the population is lactose intolerant.
Yeah, that's just like a weird European thing that was just drinking milk.
Yeah, they're still babies.
Yeah.
Europeans.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started.
I was just joking about because milk is a baby fluid, and so to be able to still digest it means that you have enzymes from when you were a baby still in there. You know, like to digest. That's all it is. It's baby formula. So we're like, yeah, there's a population that's apparently really good at digesting baby formula. A bunch of big babies.
Anyway, so that's one thing. I don't drink milk. Although, and I like to cook, right? I like to cook. And since, eventually I gave up milk because, it hurt my tummy too much. I haven't been able to make mac and cheese in a while. Would you happen to know, any, good substitutes for milk?
Yeah. Absolutely. Cashews. You just blend them up. They make a great nut sauce. Just look up vegan nut sauce. I know that sounds funny to say, but it is actually a really good, simple recipe. You can cook up a couple of vegetables if you want to give it a little more flavor and blend that because it gives it some water, a little salt, some nooch maybe. If you want it to have a little more color, you can add some turmeric. But any kind of a nut. Cashews are really good because they're kind of more of a neutral flavor. So I really like cashew cheese. It's good.
There's also some boxed. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't.
There's also some boxed mac and cheese, and it froze for me for a second, so I don't know what you went over. But there's there's a brand called Goodles, and they have a couple vegan flavors, and they're really, really good. Kraft also has vegan mac and cheese, but it's honestly not the best.
That's my thing. Is I don't mind. Okay, if it tasted better, I wouldn't mind eating all these vegan options.
Yeah, but what ones have you tried?
Let's see. I tried Impossible Meat. I mean, I didn't like that. And I think you're right. I haven't tried as many as I probably should have.
I mean, you have to understand the vegan substitutes aren't going to taste exactly like the original version or whatever you want to call it, right? But there are ways to make them taste very, very similar. And a lot of the times it's just seasonings. Just use all the seasonings you would use on, the flesh version or the dairy version or whatever. And Vegan Stoner Lady said, nutritional yeast for mac and cheese is awesome. It makes a world of difference. So there are just so many options out there. And like I said, Goodles is a good one for mac and cheese. But there are so many options out there for all kinds of vegan products.
I don't really like this company, but Daiya also has some mac and cheese. They have a powder version, and they also have like the Velveeta's style, where it's gooey in the package. So they have different options as well. Snake River.
Sorry, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, no, it's. So basically, okay, so from how I've talked to you, right? I don't think I'm convinced into going vegan or vegetarian even, but however, I will try, right? I will do my,
So what I would do, get this, you can just Google this, the vegan Dailey Dozen, so that you at least have a checklist and you can see if I wanted to eat vegan today, what would I need to eat? And it just makes it easier. It just says 3 servings of beans, 3 servings of fruit, 5 servings of vegetables, but it's broken up. It's 3 regular veggies, a dark leafy green. It's a really easy list. Definitely just look up the vegan Dailey Dozen. That way you at least have the tool available to you to know what to eat so that you have everything and you're not as tempted to use animal products because you're worried you're missing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep doing the research because we're not expecting people to go vegan after having a conversation with us. We know that's not going to happen, but if you keep looking into it, how we actually get cheese, how we actually get, cow's milk, all this stuff, eggs, anything. you know, keep doing your research on plant-based diets and how they're better for you. You know, that's just what we hope for, is that people, you know, now start questioning things.
Yeah.
I would encourage you to actually like fully watch Dominion, because it does go over multiple different animals and how they're treated. And it's like anytime you do support factory farming, you will. I know you said you don't, but when you
Oh,
do, you're still telling them, I like this, I like the price, I like this. So they're going to replace that. And even the high welfare, you know, they're going to replace those things too. And that just means that your demand is putting another sentient being through the system. You know, someone has to experience that in order for you to get those products. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening, you know?
yeah. That's the hard part, is people don't like see things, and
Yeah.
it's kind of, you know, out of sight, out of mind.
Yep. That's exactly it. That's why we're here to tell, we're trying to remove those blinders from people. It's like, I know most people agree, you know, unnecessary animal abuse is immoral. That's why we save dogs from hot cars, right? You know, like we care about their experience. So we're just all being hypocrites because we're not seeing it. It's way off, and they actually purposely hide slaughterhouses. Like, I mean, if it was such a great thing that we do this, wouldn't it be just like fruits and vegetables where they just show you everything all the time? You know, you would see the animal being unalived and it wouldn't make you feel ick. When I see someone picking apples or strawberries or kale, you know, even plants that you have to kill, I don't feel that ick. You know, I don't feel bad for them because I know that they're not suffering. Whereas the animals, I know they feel that when they have a knife drawn across their throat, it feels the same to them as it would to us. And we know that from science. They have what are called nociceptors, the nerve endings in our skin that tell us we're experiencing extreme pain. Animals have the exact same one, even down to fish. They have the same nociceptors. And that, like I said, that means everything they experience is, we would feel the same if we were going through what they go through. So it's intense. And that's why we're so urgent for people to make change, because there's millions of them every day losing their life. Everything to them, right? If you lost your life, that's everything to you. You are the subject of your universe, and everything that happens to you matters. It's big.
Yeah, it's hard.
I
It always is
understand.
hard.
You're definitely there. It's just about aligning your actions with your principles. And I know it sounds overwhelming right now, but it really is just moving your hand. Once you do it a couple of times, it's so easy. And after about a month, you'll have your habits down. You won't spend forever looking at a product to know if it's vegan. You'll know it's vegan because you've either eaten it or you know where to look. You know, just look at the ingredients list. And it only took me like a month to get really my habits down. And then I was looking for vegan stuff, and I found more vegan stuff than I had ever seen because I was actually looking for it. So I hope that encourages you. You know, it is a process at first, but your month of learning how to live again, you're suffering in that, right? What's worse, you doing that, taking that time, or an animal walking into a slaughterhouse and leaving in a bag? Like, who has it worse?
Definitely that poor little cow, man.
Yeah.
I
And if it is more like, maybe it's community, because for me, it was about who was around me, and that influenced my choices heavily. So maybe what it is you should find a vegan community. You can reach out to me. You can message me anytime. I'm totally open to talking to people that are transitioning into veganism. Any vegan, Ciara, I'm sure would talk to you. Any vegan you find on TikTok would be open to talking to you, any questions you have. But also, I would look up vegan challenges on Google. And what's great about them is they actually put you in groups with other people that are new to veganism, which is helpful. You know, being in a community of people that are in a similar situation, you can relate on things, talk about your challenges, and not feel judged. I don't know if that's an idea for you. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but it really isn't. It's just about like these challenges that I bring up. They only like email you once in a while, and it's optional for you to participate in the groups. But community, I feel like, is a big part of it, you know? Because you have people around you, I'm sure, that are like, it's totally normal. What are you talking about? To eat animals, you know? What's your problem? But you know the truth.
All right, well,
Okay. I was like, I feel like I've rambled at you long enough. I just want you to be strong in your principles. You clearly understand that animals shouldn't be used and harmed unnecessarily. You know you can thrive without them. It's just about finding how to align your actions with your principles.
yeah. Well, hold on. What was that? What was that other thing? I remember after I, left the hot seat, and then I came back. You said that's something you should bring up next time you see him.
Oh, I think Ciara wanted to ask you if you were still purchasing factory farming goods, but you had said that you try not to, which means that you still, it sounds like you do sometimes, but you make some effort to avoid it.
Yeah, that was really it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is we have a lot of people saying this, right? But the reality is, anytime you go to the grocery store or a restaurant, you are consuming products from factory farms because, I mean, you just can't avoid it if you are, eating meat and dairy and eggs because 99% of those products come from factory farms.
Yeah, I don't eat out a whole lot. It's not my thing. Like I said, I really like cooking. I'd much rather be able to control what I eat rather than.
Right, but I mean, you buy things from the grocery store. Those all come from factory farms. Even if they have they seem to come from a local farm. These local farms can sometimes have, for instance, chickens, millions of chickens in their sheds, right? So they're not these small local farms where the chickens are, in a field. No, that's not how it is. That's how it's portrayed. That's not how it is.
That's how it was in the days of, cattle rustling and cholera.
The thing is, factory farming came from these smaller farms, and it's because it's our mindset of animals. We're viewing animals as objects. So if we do have small farms, again, we do get that they have a higher welfare on some of these farms, some of them. To Ciara's point, the label like humane or organic or whatever, some farms exploit those terms, and they'll have a shed of chickens that are conventional and a shed of chickens that are free range. And they've actually done studies on this and found that the treatment of the animals is the same. Even though, because they ticked off a few boxes, maybe the animals have a little bit more room, now they're humane. It's the same thing. They're still dirty, sitting in their crap, being born into slavery. But the main issue is even these backyard farms that have healthy chickens running around, right, or any animal running around, they still see this individual as a product. They're only there to produce a chick. They only have the small farms. They only have chickens, cows, pigs. They only have these animals to use them, right? They're not sanctuaries. They're farms. So the issue is that they see these individuals as objects to use and take from instead of individuals that have their own purpose and wants, and everything that's on them and in them is theirs, right?
Right.
Yeah. So even the small farms are what lead to factory farms. And factory farms exist because, like I said, everybody wants access to flesh and eggs. And the only way to sustainably do that is factory farming. It reduces land use, water use, resource use. The animals get fatter quicker. They're even trying to bring bugs into the situation where, like chickens, for example, will eat a lot more bugs so that they get fatter quicker to unalive sooner. They only live like 42 days, chickens for flesh. And they're going to try to unalive them even younger. Like these chickens, when they unalive them, they're still peeping, even though they look like adult chickens. That's what we've done to them. Even the humanely raised pasture, whatever, it's all the same thing. So that's why Dominion is great, because it really reveals to you what's allowed under those labels. This isn't a gotcha film. It's about standard practice, organic, whatever, conventional, both. So definitely check it out. And then after you watch Dominion, come and message me, okay?
Okay.
I appreciate you being up here. I've talked at you a lot. I appreciate you being patient. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All right, you have a good day.
You too, Snake. I'll see you later. Awesome. I'm appreciative that he's checking out the resources and asking questions. That's good. And he does sound genuine that he cares about the experience of individuals, of animals. So definitely made me feel a little more positive about the world. All right, let's see. I've got GB. You've been waiting a minute. I'm going to bring you up. Hey, are you over 18?
Hello,
Hi.
I'm 18, freshly 18 as well.
Go. Happy belated
So
birthday.
I want to argue that it's not immoral, to be honest, because animals are just animals. They don't have moral human standpoints or really, yeah, that malarkey.
Okay, so can I just kick dogs for fun then?
Well, no, you can't kick dogs for fun because why would anyone kick a dog in the first place, to be
Oh, it gets
honest?
me exercise and it gives me joy.
Well, go do yoga or leg exercises or
Yeah,
any other smart alternative because
I
no
totally agree with you.
smart person would do that.
Right.
Because for one, a dog is more sentient than just an insect, and insects are killed by like soy farms anyway.
Okay, so we'll back it up. Sentience is actually an on off. You either are sentient or not. Sapience, though, is like intelligence, there's a range of it. So I could see you saying maybe dogs are more sapient, or excuse me, more sapient than insects, or more aware, more self-aware than insects. Insects seem to be a little further down on the intelligence, but I don't really follow all the studies on bugs, so I really shouldn't speak too much on bugs. My understanding, though, is that they are sentient. It's a gray area, but they seem sentient to me because they make their own preferences. You know, they go to their own. No two bugs seem the same to me. They respond to things differently. They seem to have different preferences, and that's what sentience is having an experience and making preferences. So,
Alright then, I'll just go with that then. But they don't act like moral people. They eat of animals and abandon their young. I mean,
yeah.
they kill
I
without
wanna,
remorse. It's a part of nature's cycle. It's not outside it.
yeah, I'd like to add something. Just because they're moral patients and we're moral agents doesn't make a difference of whether or not it's moral to eat animals. So, what I'm saying is, you can do horrible things to a baby and it would still be immoral, right? Even though they're moral patients. They're not moral agents yet, right? They don't know right from wrong yet. But we do. And that's what matters. We know right from wrong. We're moral agents. So what we do matters. And if we're unaliving others or harming others, it's immoral.
Can I get to that? So, but like humans and animals, we aren't morally equivalent. Like feeling pain isn't enough. Like personhood involved self-awareness, complex reasoning, and moral agency. Like animals don't have these things. They don't at all. Like the reason why we treat infants or disabled with special care is because they're still members of like human moral community. It's not just sentient beings as well.
What is the moral difference between humans and animals?
Well, you could say the same argument with like what the difference between a singular germ's life and a human's. Just because it has the want to stay alive doesn't mean that it's like it doesn't
Can you answer
scale
the
its
question?
morality.
Because humans are the ones slaughtering these animals by the billions, right? That's what we're talking about here, the animals that you are okay with exploiting. So can you answer the question?
Oh yeah, alright, I'll get to that then. Well, humans are only doing it faster because with more efficiency, because animals kill each other all the time, no matter how big or small they are. It's a part of nature's cycle for
I'm not
like
thinking you're
because humans are
understanding how I'm not thinking you're understanding how farming animals works or how, factory farming works, right?
I've
We breed
well, it
billion.
probably is
Hold
different in
on.
the UK.
No, it's not. It's actually quite the same.
I've
So
been to a few
we
farms.
breed, hold on. We breed these animals by the billions every year because humans want to consume them, right? They're not out in the wild breeding by themselves. We force breed them into existence, put them into confinement, and then unalive them, right? We're the ones doing the breeding and bringing them into existence.
So what you're saying is about consumerism, how the need for the people is killing on a mass scale. Is that what you're getting to?
I mean, what does that have to do with it?
Because with the same argument, you could say like examples like industrial plant architecture isn't innocent either, which it isn't. Soy, wheat, and corn. They're like samples of vegan diets, and they're responsible for mass deforestation, especially in
Keyword
Amazon as
here.
well.
Hold on.
And
Hold on. Because you're going on these tangents and you're not really listening. The key word here is exploitation, right? We're breeding these animals into existence to exploit them for their flesh or their milk or their eggs when we don't need to, right? And the animals, to your point, you're trying to bring up crop deaths. The animals eat far more plants than you or I do, right? We breed 92 billion animals into existence each year. That's 10 times the amount of humans on the planet, right? These animals are eating 80% of our crops.
and what I was getting to, I was using what
What,
you
are you
said and then
listening
getting
at
to like
all? This is really frustrating because you're just
I'm
like,
trying to
you're
talk
not
to you.
listening.
Just let me finish,
No,
please.
but you're
Because I
not
was gonna
listening. You're just saying, but actually, blah, 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 and you're not like
You're
absorbing the points
interrupting
I'm
me. I
giving
wanted
you.
to talk to the host, not you, to be honest.
Wait, she's
Because
talking
like,
to you. So you've been having
because
a
she's
conversation.
interrupting me though, isn't she? Because I was gonna get to how that relates to her question, but she interrupts me before I can even say.
I mean,
Like, that's not really
you're not
getting
really
anywhere.
I know, but you're not really answering her question.
I was gonna answer it at the end. I was just saying the context to it before I actually give out the full-fledged answer to why it's wrong.
We would prefer you put your answer first and then provide the context.
Right then, I'll do it simpler, I guess.
I
Okay,
appreciate
what
that.
was the question you said? Or
Go ahead, Ciara.
the statement?
I don't know if you remember your question. I honestly, I've now kind of
I don't
slipped.
even know now. I gave you so much information and you just say, all right, but, and like, we have these conversations all the time. We understand the points that people are trying to make. And if you're making, like wrong
crops.
assumptions,
It was
we're
crop
going
deaths.
to, yeah, if you're making wrong assumptions, we're going to correct you. So can you acknowledge that animals, huh?
Doesn't that go both ways then? Because not all farms are terrible.
No, it doesn't go both ways.
Yes, it does. Because you can't cherry pick and be like, oh well, this isolated example of a terrible farm is as equal as a farm that
Even
manages
good.
their animals and
Okay,
minimizes like stress.
GB, think of it this way. Think of it, if you were the one being used, would you tolerate even the kindest slavery?
Well, I'm not enslaved, am I?
Right, but if you were, let's say someone forced you to be in their home and do their bidding, but they took really, really good care of you, but you don't have rights. Is that moral?
Are they more of an advanced species than me in this example?
It doesn't matter. I was thinking of another human, but if it's easier for you to imagine like an alien coming down, sure.
Because I was gonna say that, as said before, humans and animals aren't to like the same moral like standpoint. And yeah,
But you
of
didn't
course,
answer.
it's like the speciest. If I
Can
was
you
a pig
answer my
and
question?
there
You're
was a
doing it
farm-
again. You're providing context and not answering.
I was
Can you
gonna
answer
say
first?
why.
Is it moral for
Yeah.
someone to enslave you because they can, even if they're really nice to you?
If I am a pig, yes. If I
If
am
you
a
are
human
as you are
being-
right now,
That's what I just said. I already
As
said
you are
no,
right
it's
now.
not if I'm a person.
okay, so what is the moral difference between humans and animals? Answer first and then context, please.
Okay, human beings don't abandon their young for just like.
So
food
you're going back
purposes,
to what
do
Ciara
they?
already pointed
And we
out to
don't-
you. GB, are you actually listening? Do you
Because it
hear?
applies to the current
No,
conversation.
you need to listen. She already pointed out to you that just because an individual is a moral patient or maybe lacks morality, that does not morally justify you violating their autonomy. Children are moral patients. Does that, am I now justified as an adult who understands right and wrong to now prey upon someone who's vulnerable to me because they don't understand morality?
Okay, so
No, yes or
I was
no?
gonna say.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Okay,
Yes or no?
if it's a
Yes
person,
or
no.
no?
If it's
Yes or no? I said a child.
there's a
Yes
difference
or
between
no?
people.
Yes or
Oh, you said
no?
child.
Yes
No
or
then.
no?
No then.
Thank you.
Human
It is
child,
not
no.
moral. It is not moral. Exactly. I just told you though, your excuse, was it not, that it's because they don't have moral agency. You just said animals abandon their children, right? They do things that we would deem immoral. Children also do things that are immoral, but we don't hold them to the same standard because they don't understand morality like a moral agent does. So
Okay, can I
you
speak?
saying because I have might, I have now the right to dominate someone is just might makes right. And you couldn't even answer, which it honestly speaks volumes to the fact that you know where I'm going. That if you were being enslaved, you wouldn't like it. So why do you think the animals are okay with it?
Well, a baby pig isn't gonna grow up to be like a really
Again,
a
so you
really
go back to the
morally
fact of
thinking person.
intelligence. We have
It makes
humans.
sense because
We
it
have,
applies to
no,
the
hush, hush, hush,
argument.
hush, hush, hush. We have humans that are not intelligent and we respect them regardless. You know what we value in humans? Not intelligence, not who they're related to, not what they look like. What we care about in humans is the fact they're having their own subjective experience, that they have a capacity to suffer. The animals have those same capacities, and you're denying it because you're an oppressor and you're benefiting from the oppression.
Okay, well, could a pig work a 9 to 5?
There are humans that can't work a 9 to 5. This is
Yeah, I
ridiculous,
know.
dude. I'm done talking to you, actually. I'm done talking to you. You clearly cannot let go of intelligence. You just keep saying intelligence over and over and over again, even after it's been debunked to you.
Yeah, see, he wasn't listening at all. That was just wild.
He was just waiting to speak and then complained when he was being interrupted. It's like, because you're not listening. We need to pull you back to reality. You're going off on some tangent. That was so frustrating. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have no one. Okay, I must have scared everyone. Or everyone's vegan now. Success.
Agreed.
Yeah. Can chickens goon? I don't even know what that is.
Oh God, that's a TikTok term Gen Z is
no.
using.
Oh God. Well, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have said it. I don't know what that means.
All these stupid brain rot terms,
Oh my God.
Gen Z coins, and then they start using them, and you're like, what does that even mean?
Oh my God. Honestly, that kind of makes me feel like I'm just old because I feel like every generation is like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, but it's literally brain rot. Like these children speak in brain rot, and it's wild.
That's so sad. Yeah. Because it applies to the context. I don't know what you said. Maybe they're talking to somebody else. I'm just responding to comments because there's no one in the request. If you want to come up, 18 plus, you think you're so right, let's talk about it. What makes you comprehend? I eat eggs from chickens that haven't been under stress or drugs. Yes, but where did you get those chickens? Where are their brothers? When their egg production drops, what do you do with them? Do you take them to the vet if an egg gets stuck? You know, how long does a chicken actually live for? Do you know? Awesome. Hey, Ziggy. Hopefully you're over 18. Are you over 18?
Oh, yes.
Oh, what year were you born?
2004.
Okay. You have a very young voice, so I'm honestly a little sus of you. Why aren't you vegan yet?
People said that before.
Oh, so why aren't you vegan yet?
Because the vegan cheese costs more than the regular one. And there are still animal products that are being sold. And once I wanted to get a donor wrap, but there was no vegan option, so I had no option, so I couldn't be vegan. And the
Okay.
shoes. I got
Expensive.
shoes.
Hold on a second. You're like you're shotgunning them at me, and I have to write them down. So expensive products still sold. Couldn't get vegan alternative for some meal.
What's your birth month, Ziggy? Ziggy, can you unmute?
It's August. My birthday is this year. Well, it's every year, but I haven't had it yet.
So you're not 18 yet?
No, I'm gonna be 21.
No, that doesn't add up.
Yeah, wait, you said you're 20.
Oh, it's working.
That doesn't add up.
2004, I thought.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
I was born in 2004. I'm gonna be 21 this year.
Let's see. I'm just gonna put this. 2025 minus 2004. Yeah, you're 21. Okay, that does add up. You just sound so young, honestly.
Yeah.
You sound very much. I honestly have very strong impulses just to drop you. But I will answer your questions until someone verifies.
I thought that's what
they
they
did
said
say
to you,
18.
remember?
Okay, I'm sorry, Ziggy. We're gonna drop you. There's just too much conspiracy around you. I don't want to lose my live. I've already gotten down to 25 people. Losing them. It's fine though. I don't care. So.
Yeah.
Hey, it says we're friends. Are you vegan?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay. So apparently we've spoken before. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Mm-hmm. So I watched the the Dominion documentary. So
Yeah.
I agree that most people in that video that abused animals. I disagree with that. Like, I can see where you're coming from, but that's not going to justify me not eating meat.
Okay, so why are you demanding that those animals go through that if you think it's wrong?
I'm not. So certain places don't always abuse animals.
Oh, what you saw, that's 99% of the animals.
I doubt it.
Well, that's fine. You doubt it, but you should go look up evidence before you poo-poo on it, right?
Right, but
right.
you know,
okay. So go look that up before you start telling me that animals are treated better on farms, because I guarantee they're not. So let me put it to you this way. Why do farms exist? Do you think farmers just produce because they like it, because they want to just produce, or do you think they do it for money?
This is how it is. This is how they.
Do they do it for money, or do they do it for the joy of it? Do they do it for money, or do they do it? Can you answer me?
Okay, probably. I don't know.
Do they do it for money, right? They do it for money.
I'm not them. I don't know.
If no one bought their products, do you think they would still farm?
Probably. I'm not them, so I wouldn't know.
I really feel like you're being dishonest, and I'm probably going to drop you if you're going to continue being dishonest.
I'm not being dishonest because I don't.
You are. No one would do a job. No one would do a job like farming if it didn't result in some sort of a benefit. That's why they unalive animals. That's why they unalive the animals that don't produce for them or that are too small, because they're a cost and they need to make money. So so I want you to get where I'm going at before you start talking, okay? What I'm getting at is because farmers have to make money. Animals are not a sentient being to them. They are a product. Therefore, it doesn't matter what the animal prefers or what they're experiencing. It just matters what is inside their body or whatever we get out of them. And when you do that, you start to treat them like an object. You forget and say it's okay. You start to say things like they don't feel as much pain as us. They don't care as much. You might even say they like it. That's what oppressors say in every situation, and we're doing it right now to animals.
So you compare. What I heard before I left to do something else. You're comparing why eat meat eaters compared to like slavery, right? It's not.
Do you care about the fact that animals can suffer?
Yeah, I can understand animals can suffer.
Okay, so
But
then do you understand that you don't need to use them? You can get everything you need from other sources. Do you understand that?
yes, I can understand it. But
So
people
then using
not.
them at all is abusive.
But people not going to listen to you saying, "Oh, you should do this because
What
it's
about
better for the
you?
animals."
Can you listen? Can you
Yeah.
learn? Okay, so why don't you make the change? I'm not telling everybody all at once. I'm telling you. I'm telling every
Because I
person I
don't.
talk to. And maybe you can go talk to some people and inspire people to be compassionate and align their own principles with their actions. Because most people agree with you that unnecessary animal harm is immoral. But when we're benefiting from it and we don't see the oppression, it's a lot easier to deny animals their sentience, their intelligence. There's actually a study on this. I can't remember the name of it, but you can look it up by the description. They gave students nuts and they gave other students beef jerky. And then they asked these students what they thought about the cognition or the cognitive abilities, words, the cognitive abilities of like farm animals. The individuals that had eaten nuts were more willing to say that animals are intelligent, to acknowledge that animals are smart and conscious. The ones that consumed beef jerky reduced the animal's abilities and consciousness. It's called cognitive dissonance, and it's strong within humans. It's not just in veganism, it's in a lot of things. We can have beliefs in one thing and then we act opposite of them because we benefit from those actions. We're against causing animals unnecessary harm, but when they taste really good, it's justified. Do you see how that's different? How you feel differently about the same thing?
I can agree that plant-based foods are beneficial to the human diet.
That's not at all what I was
Right.
just talking about. What did I just say?
Okay.
What was I talking about?
Whatever you just said, I can't bother explaining it, but I understood what you mean.
What is cognitive dissonance?
I don't know. I'm googled it.
I just told it. Cognitive dissonance is when you feel one way. You're against animal abuse, but you act opposite of that. You're demanding animals be abused for your taste pleasure, but you're angry or you're bothered, right? That someone's telling you, "Hey, you're going against your principles." So you defend your oppression because you have this cognitive dissonance instead of recognizing that you're acting against your own principles.
Yeah, but can you not like see the health benefits of eating animals?
There's
Like,
health
you
benefits to
can
eating
eat.
humans, but it's immoral to eat humans, to unalive humans for taste pleasure because they're a sentient being. Animals
Yeah,
are the
because me
same.
and a pig aren't the
Animals
same,
are the
love.
same. So, are animals
Me,
sentient?
me and
So, are
yes,
animals
but I can
sentient?
still eat
Are
them.
humans sentient?
Yes, but I don't want to eat them
Okay,
because I'm
why
not.
is it immoral for me to unalive humans for food?
Because it's your moral code.
No,
Because you
why
don't want to
is
eat
it?
other.
I'm asking you, Sel, do you think I'm a moral person if I raise and unalive humans for food? Am I moral?
Yeah, because you're eating another
Am
your own
I
species.
moral?
No,
Correct. Why?
because you don't want to eat another human, but you
Why?
might
That's
want to eat a
not
pig.
morality, dude. Why? Give me a moral
Morality can be
justification.
different
Tell
things.
me morally, why is it
It's
wrong to
subjective.
enslave
It's
humans?
subjective.
Why do
It's
you
subjective.
sell? Really? I'm going to drop you. You're so disingenuous. Why do you, always from your perspective, why do you think that human slavery is immoral? Why do you think it?
Because humans and pigs, cows, or whatever aren't equal.
Why is it immoral to enslave humans? One more time, and if you can't
Aren't
answer it, I'm just
equal
going
to
to kick you.
pigs. Humans
Okay.
aren't equal to.
All right. Clearly, you cannot get it. I don't know why I'm friends with you. I will be unfriending you. That is disgusting. It's immoral to enslave humans. I can't believe I have to say this. It's immoral to enslave humans, not because they're not pigs. That's not why it's immoral to enslave humans. It's immoral to enslave humans because they're sentient. They're having a subjective experience and they care what happens to them. Animals are exactly the same in that manner. In that respect, we should give them the same respect that we demand because they have the same qualifiers. If you think your autonomy deserves respect, you should give other individuals with similar capacities the same respect. We're all having a subjective experience. The sentient ones. Gabriel, are you over 18? Are you over 18?
I'm 28.
Okay, perfect. Why aren't you
I just
vegan
have
yet?
some questions for you.
I'll answer your questions, just answer mine first.
So I'm not vegan just because like that's how I was raised, but I'm more than happy to like be educated on like what the difference between vegan and like vegetarian is. That's like my thing.
Vegetarianism is a diet, and it kind of varies too. I don't even know what's vegetarian anymore. It used to be not eating animal flesh, but I have people tell me they're vegetarian and yet they still eat fish and chicken, which are still animals. But so vegetarianism is just a diet. It's just about what you eat. Veganism is actually a movement for animal rights, or it's a part of a movement. Veganism is a principled stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. And we just happen to have a plant-based diet because that diet doesn't require demanding someone be oppressed for my needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm like also in preterm labor, so if I like get cut off, I'm really sorry.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Well, thanks. I won't
Yeah.
be doing season for like 3 more weeks.
Well, I'm sorry though that you're gonna feel discomfort. That part sucks, but
Yeah, it does.
congratulations on your addition to your family.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So like clothes rights. I know like you guys like look at tags a lot, or like I don't know. Like for clothing wise, because I buy my son a lot of like brand new clothes. Do you guys like know how to like check to see if anything is like animal based or stuff like that?
So as far as clothing, I only know like silk, wool, and leather to be put into clothing that's animal based. So I would just keep an eye out for those.
Basically use like cotton and everything because my son has so many allergies.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah.
And then like I know like shampoo. They were talking about shampoo on another post and how like to check to see if it was used to test on animals, which I'm highly against. I don't even wear makeup because of that.
That's a big part of why I stopped wearing makeup too. I mean, there are cruelty-free vegan makeups, but it's
just like a hassle to like look at it. So I just don't support any makeup company.
Yeah. If I really want to do makeup, I'll take the time to look. But yeah, I agree with you. It just took up time that I just wasn't willing to put into it. But as far as oh, sorry, go ahead.
I guess really the only thing we need, like my family in general needs to do, is change our diets. But
okay, so you're saying like in other aspects of your life, you're already vegan. It sounds like you are. Like you're avoiding cruelty to animals in your cosmetics and other things. And
oh yeah,
I'm sure. Do you go to zoos or circuses or anything?
We've been to the zoo. My son's like really little, so we'll go to like the Kansas City Zoo and like go to the aquarium and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we've only taken him one time.
Yeah. I would look into possibly, like, look up some videos on why vegans are against those places. They can look really nice and friendly to the people that are in there, you know, looking at the animals. But there's a lot of behind the scenes that we don't see, a lot of abuse that happens. And it's because these animals are purposely brought in there to be looked at, right? They're not.
Yeah.
It's not really a rescue. Like a rescue is one thing. If they're saving animals and, you know, maybe the animals can't see you, I could see I could see it being somewhat more acceptable if, like, you know, the animals are less disturbed or whatever and they're being saved, not bought and passed around like commodities. Because that's the problem with zoos, is that they just want to have a full zoo of different animals instead of, you know, being a rescue.
I mean,
or
our
something.
zoo over here is not really that full. They have like barely any animals, which is crazy.
Yeah. I would look into, you know, why zoos and circuses and all those are we shouldn't support them, because using animals for entertainment is just straight slavery. You know, a lot of those animals in the zoo are being born to just be kept in a cage, and They often will go insane because their enclosures, although they try to make them great for them, are just too small, and they're not the same as being free. Just like it would be for a human, you know? So I would just remember that if you're considering the zoo. Oops, oh no.
Yeah, and I guess like when we're looking at like the plant-based foods at the grocery store, it's so much I feel like the economy does not like make it easy to like go vegan if you wanted to, because everything is so expensive.
I mean, it can look that way if you're always looking at those brands like Beyond and Impossible.
Yeah.
There are other smaller brands that make just as tasty foods. And in addition, I would say like you don't even need those alternatives. They're just more for helping that transition, or if you need that taste pleasure. I agree that they're too expensive, but it's honestly kind of it's hidden from us. We pay twice. If you purchase animal products, you're paying twice for them because your tax dollars are also going to animal ag and artificially bringing down the price. So you're paying with your taxes and you're paying with your wallet. So although the flesh looks cheap, you've already paid once for it. And but the plants are much cheaper. If we were to subsidize plants like we do animal ag, you would have free food, honestly. You'd have like free beans, rice, or whatever's local to your area. You would have like a lot of free versions of it. But as far as like currently, in reality, they have actually done studies on this and found that a whole food plant-based diet is typically cheaper. It can be up to 30% cheaper than the common diet in the same area. What I would say is check out the Vegan Daily Dozen. You can even just Google Vegan Daily Dozen, and it's a really easy checklist to just make sure you get all your whole foods or all the nutrition you need from like a whole food plant-based diet. And then everything else would just be extra.
Okay, I literally just screenshot that so I could look it up.
Hell yes! Yes, I love they also have videos that break down what the science is behind that Daily Dozen. And they're entertaining. I like the way that they're broken down. So.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for educating me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Gabriel, I really appreciate you coming up. You had great questions.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, and congratulations again. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you later. Well, that was fantastic. Actually, I should have asked you before I dropped. I didn't know if you maybe had some last questions. If you did and I dropped you early, which I'm really sorry if I did, because we had a great conversation, I would honestly be honored if you reached out to me and asked me any questions. I will absolutely, you sound like a very honest person. I would love to help. So any other questions, definitely come. Yeah, dubs in the chat for the guest. That was awesome. Liam? Llamas. I don't know why I thought that said Liam. Llamas.
Hello.
Are you over 18?
Truthfully, I am not. However,
okay. I'm so sorry. I can't have you up here. TikTok will end my life. But if you were there a long time, so I'm sure you have a genuine question, please ask it in the chat. Yeah. It's TikTok rules. Yeah, I do appreciate your honesty too. Like, a lot of kids try to get up here and they just want to troll me. Eva, I'll let you up in a second. I just want to see what Llama's question was, if they wanted to ask it in the chat. I'm vegan because I realize that I don't need to use animals, that they don't want to be used, and that if I were in their situation, I would want to be liberated. I would want somebody fighting for my rights so I could be free. Or at least, because animals, unfortunately, we can't release them into the wild. We've handicapped them, so they do need care. But if I were in their situation, that's what I would want. I would want my autonomy respected, my preferences and my preferences considered, and just considered morally in general. Yeah. Okay, that was a good question, though. All right, Evil, come on up.
Hello?
Hey, hi. Are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 45.
Beautiful. Why aren't you vegan yet?
It's not because of the taste of meat, it's the benefits from it.
Okay. Well, I have two questions. What are the benefits, and do you think you can get those from other sources?
Well, I tried a McPlant burger from Mackie D's, and it gave me the severe runs. And I've even got a
Okay.
video on here about it.
Oh, that's gross. I don't need to see that. Well, I'm sorry that's a unfortunate incident. You don't need to eat that though. But you said, what was your first thing you said? I already forgot. I was going to try to hold you to it. What was the first thing you said? Oh, nutrients. What is the nutrients that is in animal flesh that you can't get on a plant-based diet?
Well, I've been watching other people, and they've been saying that vegans have to take supplements.
I mean, supplements are just an easy way. Honestly, everyone should be supplementing. They've done a study where it found that most people are actually deficient in something, but we don't know because many people don't get their blood work done, so they don't know. So everyone should be supplementing. It's just an easy way to make sure we get everything. And most people aren't even taught how to eat, how to get everything they need. They just eat out of habit or taste pleasure. But I have resources actually. If you want to know how to eat healthy, nutritionfacts.org, awesome resource. They are actually they're science-based. I wouldn't even call them vegan. They're plant-based. And they show you the studies about what it means for something to be healthy. Why is something healthy? And showing you, the evidence behind that and breaking it down. And not just one study. They're showing you multiples, the collective consensus on something. So I would check that out. Or you can just Google vegan Dailey Dozen. Get everything you need in a day. So then, knowing we can get everything, what morally justifies you using animals?
Well, I like meat because it's not because of the taste and the texture and other stuff like that. It's because I seem to find that I feel more healthier eating meat.
Okay, well, what if I gave you sources that were healthy that could give you everything you need? Would you?
Like what?
Well, like the whole food plant-based diet I pointed to. They don't use animals in this diet, and you'll literally, it's a checklist to make sure you get every nutrient you need. And another,
Well, like I said, I've tried the Beyond food, and it just makes me ill.
you don't need to eat Beyond Food. I said a whole food plant-based diet. Beyond Burgers are not whole food.
Yeah, and I heard that you were saying about, like, obviously...
Okay, evil. Do you want to have a conversation, or are you just here to give me excuses? Like, I want
No,
you
I'm
to
not giving you
actually...
excuses.
Okay, what did we just talk about?
I just want to know, do you actually
So,
buy...
can you get all your nutrition from a plant-based diet, yes or no?
Well, it depends on what you eat.
Can you get it from a plant-based... Can you get it from a well-planned plant-based diet?
Well, I'd have to say yes and no. It depends on what the food
Can
you
you
eat
get
and don't eat.
everything... Can you get everything you need on a well-planned plant-based diet?
Like I said, it depends on what the...
Evil. I'm really disappointed in you. You're an adult. Come on. I told you can get everything you need on a plant-based diet. I gave you a reference, okay? And now you're just yapping on. You're saying these meat alternatives gave you the runs, probably because you need to eat some fiber. Oh, hey, Lori. All right, well, we're just going to move on. I'm kind of done talking to you. Hey, Lori, how are you doing?
Hey, girl, how's it going?
It's going all right. I've had a couple people up.
Oh, cool. What time did you start? Right at 9?
It was like 5 minutes afterwards. I didn't. So I've had a busy weekend. I had some street outreach I was doing on Sunday. I went to a sanctuary on Saturday, and on Friday I was at a foie gras pressure campaign. So yesterday I was just kind of, and yesterday, it was, well, over here, I'm sure California also was super hella hot yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So I came home and I was just a puddle, and I literally just passed out. I didn't do anything I was supposed to do to prep for this morning. So I was late trying to get everything up.
Oh, that's cool. That's all right.
Yeah.
It happens.
It does. And I forgave myself, but it's still like, you want to be on time. So.
Yeah. No, I understand.
Yeah. How are you doing?
All right. Doing better.
Okay, good. Yeah, your shoulder and your knee.
Yeah, and I had the flu for a few days, so doing better with that.
Okay, good. That's good. Yeah, I missed you last time, but I figured it was something like, you're just getting your rest or just need some
I'm
time.
sorry about that. I know.
Oh, don't be sorry. No. Lori, please don't be sorry. I also need breaks just for whatever. Please don't ever be sorry. Yeah. I appreciate when you're here. That's it.
I hate missing when you come up live. It's just been crazy the last couple days too with me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But
well,
yeah,
I'm glad you're here now.
Yeah, got any takers? Anybody fun?
Not right now. But we can look at some of the chat for a minute. If you guys, it looks like you have a lot of strong opinions in here. Why doesn't someone come up? You got to be over 18. Yeah, Lori's awesome. Oh, so evil, that's just crop deaths. And the animals you use also eat crops. In fact, they eat more crops. So if you're worried about the animals that are unalived in the crop fields, you would become vegan because we would greatly reduce how many crops we're plowing down.
Exactly.
Yeah. I dropped evil because he was sounding nice. He was being cordial, but he just wasn't listening, and he kept just moving on without acknowledging that his excuse was illogical.
Right.
So, I mean, Evil, you can ask your questions in the chat. If you really do feel like you are still in the right, I will let you ask your questions in the chat and I'll answer you. But I don't want you up here because you're not listening. And I don't want to have to keep muting you. Just keeps talking.
Right.
Okay, you say vegan food, but you said all you tried was a Beyond Burger. First you said Impossible, and then you said Beyond, which is hilarious. So I'm starting to disbelieve you entirely.
Yeah, he's not being honest. He's just trying to, cause issues in the chat.
Yeah. CW, why don't you come up here and ask?
For decades.
Why don't you ask me to my face why I'm not vegan?
But only you can prevent wildfires.
Let's see. Oh, these are actually vegan. My headphones, these are Bose headphones, and they have a vegan padding. I made sure of it.
Yeah, they like yapping about your headphones all the time.
I know.
There's always something about the headphones.
I know.
It's like, do people not think we can get vegan alternatives and things like this?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, okay. CW's mic, I guess, doesn't work. Okay, well then I'll answer your question. I'm vegan because I learned that I didn't need to use animals. Animals didn't want to be used, and just like me, I don't want to be enslaved. I want my autonomy respected. They want the same thing. And if you can avoid demanding someone's oppression, I think you should, especially as a moral agent. We're weighing out rights and wrongs. That means that we have a moral obligation to act on what's right and wrong, right? To act on what's right or do what's right and avoid doing things we deem wrong. Animals are actually eating my food, so stop demanding that they be born into existence as slaves and feeding them my food. Yeah, we don't need to use animals. And they're sentient. A human, all humans are different from even each other. Even a human who has suddenly lost their sapience, let's say, like they're the same cognition as a cow. Cows are actually quite intelligent. We compare them to toddlers. So it's not unreasonable to think that we have adult humans that still have a similar cognition. We still respect those adult individuals, even the children. We respect all individuals regardless of their intelligence or their ability to be active in society or a moral agent, right? We respect them because they're a sentient being who's having an experience and can suffer. And if we were in their situation, we would want to be respected.
Right. And Ratty Puzzle, yeah, we do realize that other animals eat each other, but they're in a survival state and they don't have the grocery stores to walk into like we do. So don't use that as anything.
Right, exactly. Animals are moral patients, so they don't necessarily, some of them do have ideas of morality, but if you're talking about wild animals, they're out in a survival situation every day. They're trying to survive. And their habits are just from what they were taught to keep them alive, you know? We've seen a lot of these individuals, if they're out of fight or flight mode, they do show signs of compassion and morality, but, you know, it's part of what keeps them alive. And like obligate carnivores, again, like they just need nutrients. They don't need flesh. But before we start even tackling other animals, attacking animals, because obviously we find it immoral, we should control our actions first. It's hard to go tell a lion, even if we could communicate with them, hey, you're harming someone, when we're doing it systematically to the most innocent animals that don't harm others.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, grocery stores were not around 10 million years ago, but today they are. And most people have access to them. So you have access to choices. You can live vegan.
Yeah.
Well, so, you know, what's funny is that you say as long as there are animals on Earth, you will consume them. But what if there were someone here that was like, as long as there are people named Larry, I will enslave them. Right? Isn't that kind of weird? This person is outside my group. I'm going to ignore that they have the capacity to suffer because I get pleasure from using their body. That's what you're saying, Larry. Oh, man. It's slow for hour 2. What? Larry, as long as animals are on Earth, I will be an omnivore. That's what you said. So what if, for as long as there are people named Larry, I will enslave them? If I'm the difference between feeding someone and not them taking me out, I don't know what that means. Oh. Danny? Freesia, hello.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Are you over 18?
Hi, Freesia.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, that's a no. Hi, Freesia.
Hi guys, how's it going?
It's going all right. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Just hanging out, watching the live.
Awesome. Yeah, I appreciate you in the comments. Yeah, a lot of questions in there. Yeah, I don't know why people aren't coming up. I want to talk to only adults, so please no children. I understand it's summer, but
Yeah.
I don't want my live being taken down.
I guess they all must be vegan.
They're all vegans. They all agree. The only way
Yeah,
to respect
right,
animals is to live vegan.
Is my AC too loud? Can you guys hear that?
Oh, I hear nothing.
no.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. It's very loud on my end.
Yeah, I one of my previous lives, I had the fan on, and I didn't realize how loud it was, but it was just too hot. I couldn't go without it.
No, I know, right?
Yeah. Too hot. Let's see. Taste and very healthy. So humans taste great. And I mean, isn't this muscle like perfect for what your muscle needs? It's like made of the same stuff.
Exactly.
And we taste like bacon, right? I hear people say they love bacon. Couldn't live without that. Hey, Rogue.
What's up, man?
Are you over 18?
Yeah.
What year were you born?
07.
Okay. All right. So why aren't you vegan yet?
Well, I just like meat.
Okay, so just taste pleasure.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I had Wingstop last night.
So do you know what the animals go through?
Yeah.
All right. So you said you ate some chickens yesterday. Do you know what chickens go through in order to arrive to you the way they do?
Yeah.
All right. Tell me.
Well, I mean, chicks, right? They get stuffed into factories alive. And,
How old
you
are
know,
they?
Like, I don't know exactly, but they're still chicks.
Okay, so we've gone to chicks, and how long do they live?
About 30 seconds while they're in that factory.
Okay, do you want to have a conversation, or are you just up here to troll?
I genuinely don't know how long they're alive for before they get stuffed into the factory. I'm
Something
guessing
like,
not very long.
Something like 40 days.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then, so when they get to the slaughterhouse, then what do they go through?
Well, they go on the conveyor belt, right? And then they
Conveyor belt?
go
Like
through.
they're standing on it?
Oh, if you look, yeah, there are some factories that do put them on conveyor belts alive, and then they just kind of go through the whole process while alive. It's sad. I'm not saying it's
What's the
not
process?
sad.
So far, that's not actually what normally happens, but what is the process?
You know, they go through that, and then they go through a couple of other machines, and then, you know, they're chicken balls.
Okay. So you clearly don't know, and I still can't tell.
About that.
No, those are serious factors that does actually happen, and I don't know about normally.
That does not. You're just making it up. Yeah, you're just making.
I mean,
this
if
up.
anything, that would be proving your point about what I just said.
So I'm going to tell you what they actually go through, but I really want you to watch Dominion because you need to see what it is you're demanding. So these chickens, who are still peeping, by the way, because we bred them to grow so fast, they are still babies. We turn them upside down and we hang them by their ankles in shackles because their organs will lay on their lungs, and they're hoping that the chickens will pass out. They don't. Most of the time, they are fully conscious. And then they get dragged through a bath of electrified water, which is supposed to stun them for like 30 seconds. Many of them have a reaction to lift their head because they're still conscious. So they miss the electrified water, which is still a torture going through it. Being electrified is not comfortable. Once they're pulled out of the water, and once they've made it past the water, they come up to 2 spinning blades. This is the most common practice. So 2 spinning blades that kind of chunk off their head, and they meet that fully conscious. Somehow, some birds still make it past even that blade, and then a person comes up with a knife and cuts their throat. And then they're left to just drain, and then they're pulled apart. Does that sound like a process that's compassionate and humane?
No, not at all.
What would be a humane way to take someone's life who wanted to live?
Like another animal or a person?
Anyone.
All right, for an animal, there are ethical ways to hunt, I do believe.
What is the right way? What is the moral way to take someone's life who wanted to live?
Can I talk about an animal, or you want me to talk about a person?
You can say an animal, that's fine.
So, I mean, for hunters, if what you do is you have say I'm hunting deer, right? And, you know, the deer doesn't know I'm there. The deer's calm. The deer's chilling, right? And I'm farther back, right? And bullet through the head, gone, right?
What if it was a human?
What if it was a human? That'd be different.
How?
Well, because it's a human. Unless they've done something really, really bad and they deserve to die, or they're an enemy of the state.
Why don't we do that to the humans we don't like?
Like bad people or good people? Just
Bad
people we don't like.
Yeah, why don't
Bad
we do it to bad people? Why don't we send bad people out into the woods and send good people like you out there with a gun, or excuse me, a pew-pew, to go take them out? Why don't we do that?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know.
Is it because we recognize that humans are having subjective experiences, and to cause someone unnecessary suffering is immoral?
That could be a reason, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you, the animals have the same justifiers, and what have they done to deserve that treatment?
Well, nothing. But, you know, animals eat other animals, so.
But cows,
We've been
pigs,
eating animals
chickens?
for thousands and thousands of years.
Cows, pigs, chickens, because carnivorous animals are hunting other animals in the forest. It's okay for you to oppress the most gentle animals?
No.
Exactly.
Wait, did you say pigs and chickens?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'll eat just about anything, no?
Yeah, but they're moral agents. They're not gonna harm you unless you're threatening them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just because animals do things that are immoral, that doesn't mean you're justified in doing immoral things too. Animals are just surviving their situation. They don't have access to the same things we do. They don't have grocery stores. They don't even have moral agents being able to communicate with them about what's right and wrong, right? They just have survival and whatever has kept them around, their habits.
I have a question then. So if we weren't hunting the peaceful animals like cows, chickens, and pigs, would it be okay to kill put down bears, for example? Would that be okay?
They're moral patients too. They're, again, just surviving their harsh environment. They're just doing the things they were taught. Yes, but again,
salmon, other small
moral
animals,
patients.
maybe us.
So moral patients are just sentient beings who deserve moral consideration because they're sentient. That's it. They may have some idea of morality. They may not. Another example of a moral patient would be children. And we don't hold children to the same standard as like a full cognizant adult because they don't understand. They're just doing things, right? They're bumping into boundaries. So what I'm saying is just because someone doesn't have morality, that doesn't give you the right to oppress them, to use them.
What about hyenas and killer whales?
Are you eating hyenas and killer whales?
Well, I mean, I bet
we're
you
getting
could
off
eat
topic here. You're just
No,
trying
I'm just
to.
saying, like,
you're
would
like
it be-
looking for a loophole, and I'm telling
No,
you.
I'm not looking for. I'm just
You're
genuinely
literally
asking
coming up with the same example. You're saying an animal that you're literally just. No, Rogue, please stop for a second.
Okay.
You're saying because this animal does an immoral act, they may be intelligent, they may not be, that you are now justified to do immoral acts. And I'm telling you, that's not how it works. Just because someone who's intelligent does an immoral act, you are now not morally justified to do an immoral act.
May I speak?
Humans are very intelligent and schmurder each other all the time. Are you now morally justified to go schmurder a human?
No. Well, I was just asking a question because
Your
I'm
question
genuinely
is the
trying to
same
learn.
question, though. I'm getting tired of answering the same
I'm not trying
question.
to find a loophole so I can debate you. I'm just trying to ask a question.
Why are you asking about these animals then? You're dodging from your own responsibility. You are demanding pigs, chickens, cows, I don't even know what other animals are born into existence for your taste pleasure. Can you
Sounds
please
like you're just
answer?
avoiding the-
Can you answer my question instead of dodging? Why are you not vegan? Why are you not vegan? And if you can't answer it, we'll move on.
Why am I not vegan? That's a good question. I don't even know.
Okay.
Just how I was raised, I guess.
That's fair. Would you be open to learning about what the animals go through and changing how you live your life so you're not demanding someone's oppression?
Oh, I've already read the Jungle Book. I forget what it's called.
The Jungle Book?
No. There's a book called In the Jungle or something like that, where it's about a meatpacking plant.
Oh yeah.
I've read that.
That's God, I think it is called Jungle or something like that.
It's like it's called something in the Jungle. I'm pretty sure. That's one of the first big books about the meatpacking industry. That's a very.
I believe it was written in about the 20s, the 1920s,
Uh-huh.
something like that.
That's where a lot of modern veganism stems from. I'm pretty sure too.
It just highlighted what happens in those industries and what the animals go through as well as the workers.
It was like one of the first pieces of major literature about the meatpacking industry. Very sad.
Yeah, why did you find it sad?
Well, because one of the things was like cows, how they just kind of like it desensitizes people when they have them in these factories and they hang them upside down and people just come around and just go slit, 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 all done. And then, they get dismembered and dismangled into, ground beef and whatnot. It's kind of sad.
So would you say that kind of contributes to people being more violent and violence being accepted in society?
Well, I mean, violence isn't accepted in society, but it's natural. It's just what happens between people.
Do you think that people unaliving other sentient beings, people unaliving our fellow animals, do you think that like you said, it desensitizes them? So wouldn't that also desensitize them to other acts of violence?
100%. I mean, you can look at the most modern global conflict that was almost just as bad as World War II, which was the African World War. That was really recent, and not a lot of people know about it, and that was like 20 million casualties. So that's really sad too, and desensitized a lot of people. cause a lot of distress in Africa. You know, it's sad.
Yeah, so
Worst
basically
part about it is nobody even knows about it too.
what we're saying is that because we are taking animals and we're exploiting them, we're putting them into slaughterhouses, we're taking their lives and breeding them, bringing them into existence just to take their life, that is also contributing to violence, because here we are eating the flesh of another being, and that's normal, but it shouldn't be normal.
I guess.
Like you said you had Wingstop, was that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so every single chicken part that you ate, did you have their wings? What?
Well, yeah. Well, I don't even know what the wings are made out of. It's more like the boneless, so it's more like chicken nuggets. I don't. I still got leftovers of that.
So yeah, so all of that, that's parts of their body, right? And so by eating the flesh of another sentient being who didn't want their life to be taken, who didn't want to be exploited, who just wanted to live free like any other sentient being does, by eating their flesh, that's normalizing violence.
Carl, I never said that violence against criminals is fine.
Let's just you can just ignore the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so do you see how those chickens, they don't want that to happen to them? The same as the pigs don't want that to happen to them. The cows don't. Humans don't. We all don't want that to happen to us.
Yeah.
So that's what we're saying, is we're saying that we're taking a stance against that. And we're deciding to live our life in agreement with that stance, saying we're not going to contribute to this because we believe it's wrong.
Yeah. I get that. So, but I do want to go, host, if you could answer that other question I said that you kind of did not want to answer. I would love to hear your take on it. So if we have animals that kill other animals for immoral reasons for sport, like dolphins, killer whales, and hyenas, would you consider hunting those animals to be okay?
No, because
No?
they are still moral patients. They're not moral agents.
Got it.
All
right, that's all.
They're just sentient beings that are, living their life. If I can't talk to a human and get them to change their habits, I'm going to have less success with a wild animal. And I don't want to take their life because, again, they're still sentient. Humans take the most life and cause the most damage, but I don't take human life because I know they're sentient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for teaching me.
Would you be willing to watch a documentary for a bit?
Which one? I've watched a couple. I tend to keep up on this stuff, so I keep up on everything.
So the first one it's called Dominion. You can find it on YouTube. It's look for Dominion 2018 full documentary. And the whole thing is quite long. But you can kind of skip some of the intro and to get more into what's actually happening, because I think the intro is 20 to 30 minutes, something like that. So I would at least recommend kind of like bouncing around in it if you don't have the full time to do the 2 hours, but try to get through as much as you can. And that will, if you're going to be paying for it, you should know what's happening.
Okay. I will definitely check it out.
Appreciate you coming up here, Rogue. And just bear in mind, how many more animals do you want to be exploited specifically for you? And if it's 0, the only way to do that is to go vegan. So just hold that in your mind. Watch that documentary. Imagine if you were in their place. What would you want to be done?
Well, actually, I do have a question.
Sure.
So, I believe one reason why I also have not gone vegan is because there's no really true way to go vegan in the modern world. Everything that you own and have is a result of animal byproducts. Agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Really? Because I'm pretty sure those headphones have some animal byproducts.
Yeah, here come the headphones.
No, they're both.
You can look for cruelty-free, vegan clothing, shoes, everything. Leather. All you got to do is look.
They're vegan. These are
They're
both
vegan
products that you use on your body. Look for ones that say vegan or cruel friendly or
cruelty-free.
Not cruel. Yeah, cruelty-free. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I don't say it that often either. I have to think about cruelty-free.
Before I go, just one more question. Don't get mad. Seriously answer. Do you have an iPhone or Android?
I have an Android.
You do have an Android?
Yes.
All right,
Actually, I
don't
have
know.
it right here.
What are you recording on then?
Another Android. It's my old one.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I try to reuse my technology as much as I can. But okay,
Fair enough.
let's you know what? Let's steel man you. Let's say I had an iPhone, right? I'm sure you're getting at the child's labor, right?
Well, I mean, that's a point we could go into, but I wasn't
Okay.
necessarily going to go into there.
Okay. Well, what point were you gonna? Oh, sorry. What point were you gonna bring up?
Well, I mean, we can talk about where they mine at.
Okay. What's the harms of the mines?
What's the harms of the mines? Is that a serious question, or are you just trying to ask?
I'm just trying to ask where you're coming from on this point. I'm trying to tease
So-
out what are you getting at?
They dig a lot of these cobalt mines in the Congo, right? And I don't know if you know, but Congo is very densely the jungle, right? So they uplift a lot of these forested areas, and they a lot of animals end up homeless, right? So,
Sure, yeah,
well,
totally.
it's just an understatement, but still, and then they dig these mines. How do you feel about that?
So I don't like it, and I would like it to stop. But when you order a phone, are you demanding, do you want child labor or the harms of the homeless animals to happen, or are you looking for a phone?
Looking for a phone.
Okay, so does a phone inherently have to have harm in the Congo? Or is it possible to build a phone without having the harms in the Congo?
It would be a lot more expensive.
Okay, but it is possible, right? It is possible that we could.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I really
Okay.
do not know where
So,
they would find another cobalt mine.
I would say yes. Cell phone technology, any electronics, we definitely need to fix these systems that are abusing people and the earth. Absolutely. But then I would turn around and say, well, the animal ag is doing it way worse. So if you do care about this, you would also logically still be vegan because the land use, the water use, the fertilizers, I don't know if you know, when we fertilize crops, we're also tearing into old ecosystems to get those minerals to feed the plants. And
100%.
if we got rid of animal agriculture, we would actually grow fewer plants, like drastically fewer. So go ahead, please.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I guess I also just want to point out that when it comes to things like electronics, I mean, I always do my very best to buy refurbished. So I avoid buying anything new as much as I possibly can. And, it's people like to kind of throw that kind of, oh, well, what about your car? What about your phone? Like, what about this, and that? And the fact is that we do live in a modern society. And the way that this society is built it's really built through exploitation, and we're doing our very best to avoid all of that exploitation as much as practicably possible. And so that's what veganism is. It's opposing exploitation as much as practically possible. Or sorry, practicably possible.
Right, practicably. It's a hard word to say. It's practicable. Never mind, I messed you up now. Practicable and yeah, you got it right. It's to your best of ability. I did want to add though, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, Freesia, because you actually made a great point. But I wanted to add, because I was saying about the inherentness of the phone, that in animal ag, just to counter, besides the environmental issues, it's inherent to use and abuse an individual to get the animal products. Always, you have to steal someone's freedom and violate their autonomy to make animal products. You don't necessarily need to do that for a phone, but I'm not going to deny that it does happen, but those systems need to be improved. We can make phones without that. We can't make animal ag products without oppression. Anyway, I'm sorry, Freesia, I interrupted your point. Do you remember what you had just said?
Oh, no, I think I was done. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I felt bad for interrupting.
No, I'm pretty sure I was done. If not, it's fine.
Rogue, did that make sense? So I do agree that there's issues in electronic production, and as Freesia was commenting, because typically a vegan is going to care about their effects in other aspects, we're just talking about the animals right now. So it's like, if you're aware of those things, absolutely do your best to avoid demanding harms in the Congo. But and how often do you buy electronics too versus animal products? So we're just saying that do your best for electronics, but the animal ag is much easier to avoid. And I'm not saying either or. You can do both at the same time. But if you think that it's important to do for electronics, it's going to be way easier to do for animal products for you because your principles are the same. You don't want to demand someone's exploitation, and it's a lot easier because there are alternatives available.
Got it.
Yeah.
And I have one more. You don't have to answer this question because this question gets super political and super heated, and you can just choose to.
I think I know where you're going, but go ahead.
Yeah. Are you pro-life or pro-choice?
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going.
Yeah. You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Yeah, I'll answer it. I have no problem answering it. I just don't want it to distract from veganism because it really doesn't have to do with veganism. There are pro-life and pro-choice vegans, and if you're adamantly one or the other and you're not vegan, you are a hypocrite. Either you care about someone's autonomy being respected or you care about someone's sentience being respected. And animals are both of those. They both are sentient and have autonomy or deserved autonomy. But I personally, I am a pro-choice vegan because I care about the sentient mother that is here right now, fully aware. And I care about her more than I care about a fetus that maybe feels something, but we don't have even late-term abort. I don't even know if saying that word is actually safe for the life. Abortions. Say it weird.
AB.
Oh, okay. What was it?
ABs.
ABs. Okay, ABs. Yeah. So I think we don't even have late-term ABs that often, and when we do, they're 100% necessary. So most people, if they don't want to have a pregnancy, they find out pretty quick, and they, can usually take care of it soon, unless they're held back by their government.
Got it. Okay, that's my last question. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up and asking. The last one was off topic, but I appreciate all the other questions for sure.
Well, I guess what I was trying to go with it is like if you think that like sentient beings like animals should have life, then why not that? But I get that. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, you have a great day, Rogue. Thanks for coming up. Oh, okay. I hit the button and then some warning came up, but I think it's because he dropped at the same time. Let's see.
Not go blue if you don't think she'll answer a question.
Yeah. Wait, did someone say I didn't answer a question?
Go blue says she won't answer shit, so I'm assuming
answered it.
that's a question.
I said I'm
I don't know if you
pro-choice.
talked to him.
I answered it.
answered it.
I'm pro-choice too.
Yeah.
I'm pro-choice, and I would always be pro-choice because I would always stand up for the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Standing up for the person who's pregnant because they're sentient for sure. There's no question about it. They are there. Anyway. Okay. Are you guys ready for another one?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Adventing. Hey, are you over 18?
I am way over 18.
Excellent.
I'm so old I don't remember 18. How's that?
Oh, that's fair enough. So why aren't you vegan yet?
The biggest reason why is because I stopped living on the land and I started living with the land. I do not support big beef and all that nonsense. I don't, in any way, shape, or form. I don't support big ag. I grow all my own vegetables. I have what's called a regenerative farm. I have a chicken tractor that clears out spots for me to grow different vegetables, and whatever I can eat, can or otherwise, I give away to the poor in my community.
Okay.
The other thing, and I do eat meat in the sense where I do help depopulate the deer population in this area because they will start to take over if we don't help because there is unfortunately no natural predators for them. Like the reason why they released natural predators in Colorado and Idaho was to help bring down the deer and elk population there. We don't have a habitat for it where I'm at, so I eat the meat because another reason why I need to eat the meat is because it's for my basic biology. I dated a woman when I was
all right. We have a lot of reasons.
Listen, hold on. I'll explain.
You have multiple reasons. Do you even remember your first one?
Which one?
Exactly. I'm trying to keep up with you. You're coming out with all these reasons and I can't answer them. You're just like, hold on, let me shotgun them all out to you. So can you start from the
No,
beginning?
I'm just explaining why.
I know.
You know,
Why are
okay,
you not
let's go
vegan?
down the
Let's
list,
list them
and
out.
I can knock them all out.
All
We
right,
can do
let's
that.
go. Let's go. First reason. It was that you're homesteading is what you're saying, right?
Correct. I'm learning to live on or live with the land instead of on the land.
Okay. 2 was you don't support factory farms. I don't know what.
Absolutely not.
It's not a
I think
justification for this, but we'll write it down.
Mono-agriculture is horrifying. I live next to a mono-agriculture farm, and it is disgusting what happens to the land. It is disgusting what happens to the animals that live on that land.
Mm-hmm.
Like my house, like every time they sprayed, my house would get infested with insects, mice, moles, all kinds of stuff because they were all trying to flee the poison.
What was your third reason? So we've got homesteading. You don't like factory farming / crop dust.
And helping control the deer population in my area.
Control.
I don't eat pork. I don't eat my chickens. I eat the eggs that my chickens provide. I do feed once my chickens passed, or if some unfortunate circumstance like a raccoon gets them or something, I will give them to, I will pluck them and give them to my dogs. Because I do have a Great Pyrenees that takes care of my property. He's the best.
Okay. So let's start from the top one. You said homesteading.
Correct.
So you said that you're eating completely from your homestead, right?
Correct. All my vegetables, all my fruit, and all my meat.
I believe you. Are you aware that you could actually make more human food if you didn't have the animals?
I got 40 acres and about 8 of them are all crops, and I do it all by myself. I get what you're saying, but
so do you feed your animals?
Do you feed your
animals plants?
The ones that eat plants, yes. My dogs are strictly carnivores.
I'm talking about the animals that you're farming right now.
The only animals I have here are chickens, ducks, dogs, and cats. That's it.
And what do you feed the animals besides your cats and dogs?
The chickens eat corn that I dry out and grow myself.
Okay.
I make all their own corn feed.
And the cow?
I don't have a cow. I don't do cows.
I thought you said you had cows.
No, I'm sorry. No, I don't have a cow.
I just heard homesteading, and I assumed you had more. And you said you don't eat pigs, so I assumed you had cows and chickens. So just chickens.
No. Yeah, cows are stupid expensive.
Yes, they are.
And that's the thing. It's just like I'm trying to leave as little of an imprint on the planet as I can, and the more I involve the outside world, the more that imprint just comes in, whether I want it to or not.
Okay, so would you agree? Because it sounds like, let me back up. Do you care about the experience of these animals? Do you care if they suffer or not?
The best way it was described to me, and I'll try to explain this in the best way I can.
Okay.
It was a friend. Now, this is not meant to be a religious discussion by any stretch of the imagination. This was a friend of mine who's a Wiccan, believe it or not, and she explained it to me best. She said, Ed, she's like, this is still the Garden of Eden. She's like, this is still Eden. We have everything we need here. We have all the food and all the medicine that is created by this planet. And that's the beauty of what Mother Nature gives us. Okay. She gives us our food and she gives us our medicine. And to me, there's some animals, this is going to sound crude, and I apologize for the crudeness, but there's some animals that are just meant to be food.
Who says?
Well, it's kind of natural selection.
I mean, humans are also prey animals, but we defy that with technology.
Well, we defy it in ways too, because the only animal that is our true predator, the only animal that's a true predator to us, and that's just because they eat anything they can find, are polar bears.
That's not true. A lion would eat you. A bear would eat you. We have videos of bears eating humans.
Yeah, but you also have, here's a fun fact. I sat at a bush one time, me and one of my best friends in the world, let's just say we were on extracurricular activities, and we watched a bear pick a raspberry bush clean over 3 hours. And all he did was get up and look at us and walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so okay, so hold on.
You're talking
Hold
about
on.
isolated incidents.
Hold
The
on.
thing about it is
Ed,
those
Ed, hold
those
on,
type
hold on.
animals are not going after us for food.
Ed,
They're
hold
going
on.
after us to defend their territory.
Okay, hold on.
Ed,
They're not thinking of, they don't eat us, they
hold on.
kill
Ed,
us.
Ed, 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 Ed. Okay, okay. There's a lot happening here. So I kind of want to go back and address what you're talking about when you say some animals are just meant to be food.
Right.
So how is that a possibility? Like, how is that even a possibility that someone is just meant to be food? You're muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Sorry.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, someone is meant to be food, and I said something is meant to be food.
No, yeah. So I'm asking you, how is someone just meant to
Well, I
be
mean,
food?
if we're talking about sentience and things like that, it's just like when we kill a plant to eat, isn't that a bad thing
Hold
too?
on. Don't use the K word. Say unalive, because this is
Oh,
TikTok. so we
sorry.
gotta-
See,
yeah.
I forgot. Like, I'm older and I like to be able to say what I want, and sometimes I forget I'm in this neutered age of, having to change conversation.
Yeah, we struggle with it too. It's fine. Just, just try.
I apologize. I didn't mean to say the word. I'll try to be more conscious of that. That's my fault, and I apologize.
No, it's fine. Yeah. So okay. So
But like, to me, it's like, the sentient aspect. To me, it's like if we unalive a plant, it's kind of the same concept. We have to do something.
Do you really,
to eat.
hold on. Do you really think that plants are sentient? Can plants feel pain and experience emotions? Do they have
Do
a
we
subjective
know?
experience?
Do we know?
Okay, so you're admitting
the truth
that,
is we don't know.
Hold on, Ed, hold on. So you're admitting that you do not know.
Correct.
Okay, but we do know for a fact that other animals experience pain, have emotions, are having a subjective experience, right? You know that for a fact. You can look at your Great Pyrenees, you can look at your chickens, you can tell that they are having their own experience in the world.
There's a difference though when you have an animal
Hold
that
on,
doesn't
but you
have.
understand though. You understand that that's what's happening, right?
No, and this is where I'm going to take it a step further. When an animal,
I'm asking if
when
you
an animal
understand what
has
I'm
no
saying.
conscious thought, like as an example, a
Hold
squirrel.
on, Ed.
Listen.
No. I need you to listen, because I need to make sure that you are understanding what it is that I am saying. And so without me knowing that you are understanding what I'm saying, we can't have a good conversation. Okay?
Like as an example, a squirrel. All a squirrel knows to do is to go out and collect nuts for the next winter. That's all they do.
Hold on, Ed.
They don't
Is
have
that squirrel having a subjective experience? Have you noticed two squirrels maybe fighting? Have you ever seen a mother squirrel taking care of her babies? Squirrels.
Yeah, they're doing what animals do. They're fighting over territory or
they're
things
having their
along
own
those
subjective experience.
They're having a natural experience. They're having a
Have you ever seen a video of a squirrel that's been a friend with a person? Like, there are people who have squirrels as animal companions.
and
Like,
you do understand in order to behave
I'm
like
asking,
that, they need to be
have
brought
you
into
seen
our
that?
world.
Have you seen that before, Ed?
Yeah,
Have you
but
seen that?
yes,
Okay.
and
Okay.
stop, slow down, pump the brakes. Let me answer.
Ed, okay, so you have seen those videos before. So those squirrels, they're doing other things that are not just what their instincts are telling them. They have bonds with people, right? You can unmute yourself, Ed. Hopefully you listened.
Okay, animals that do not have interactions with humans do not replicate human behavior amongst themselves.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they're having their own subjective experience. And
With
because
humans.
they're having their own subjective experience, they deserve to live their life free from someone taking their life and free from exploitation.
Okay, so what you're saying is I'm not supposed to kill the deer, and I'm supposed to, in 2 or 3 years, completely take over this area and destroy all my crops, all the crops in the local area, take down all the vegetation in the area. That will
Building a
happen
straw man.
That will happen in 10 years if the population is in control. Hunting is not a bad thing. It's just meant to limit a population. We're not killing them off.
Then what are you doing?
We're
So you're
just
not taking their life?
Unaliving.
we are absolutely taking their life. And then I
So
use this.
okay,
I
okay,
use
so you're
this. I
taking
do
their
a
life.
Native American style. I use
No,
this.
no,
I
no,
use
Ed,
the
Ed, Ed,
hide.
Ed. Oh
I
my
use
gosh.
the hide. I use all the meat. I use the whole animal. I celebrate the fact that that animal gave its life so that I could eat and feed other people.
Ed, no. Just no to all of that.
Just no to all of that.
Yes, just no.
That's a great comeback.
Because what you're doing right now is you are justifying something that doesn't need to be done, and you are not acknowledging what I was saying before. You have yet to acknowledge that they are their own being with their own subjective experience, and that their purpose is not to be unalived or
They don't
to
have
be
a
eaten by you.
subjective experience until they interact with humans. Otherwise,
Do you
their
understand what
experience is
no.
all
Do you understand
based
what
on
a subjective
instinct.
experience is? Do
Well,
you
then,
understand what a subjective experience is?
okay, I guess you have to break it down for me.
A subjective experience is literally just experiencing the world. It's seeing the world, interacting with it, understanding what's going on. That's a subjective experience.
Okay.
It's your experience of the world.
But there's conscious thought behind that subjective experience that you're trying to rationalize that they don't have.
They do have that. They
They
absolutely
have
have their own
rational thought. Animals have rational, logical thought. They do.
Who's your great? Hold on, let me ask you about your Great Pyrenees. What's their name?
His name's Bear.
Bear. Okay. So would you say that Bear has his or her own thoughts?
No, Bear does what he's told.
He only does what he's told. He doesn't do anything else. How does he know? How does he know what to do when you tell him to do something? How does he know that you're telling him to do that thing?
Creating repetitive behavior.
How does he know? I mean, if you tell him to sit, how did he learn?
Through creating repetitive behavior.
So he understood what you were asking of him, and then learned that, oh, when you say these words, this is what this is what you're asking of me to do.
Okay.
I'm going to now do this action. Would you say that that is having a thought?
Well, of course it is. But he's
Yeah.
doing. But okay, I got a question for you. Can I ask a question now?
I want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying first.
We're not going to agree on it, so I'm just going to try to make sense of it in a different way.
You're not agreeing that Bear has his own experience in the world
Okay.
and can think and
We're
understand.
not going
what
to
you're
agree on the
asking of him?
concept. You're trying to pigeonhole me into an answer of an example,
Edvin,
and I'm not
you're
going to
telling
fall
me,
for it.
You're telling me
I
your
have.
wait.
And
You're
no, listen.
no. You're telling me your companion has no preferences. They don't play with anything ever. They don't play with any specific toy. They don't chase after a specific type of animal. They don't make any preferences ever. That's what you're saying? Because making preferences on your experience, that's sentience. And it's binary. You either are sentient or not. And I'm getting concerned you're confusing sapience with sentience. It doesn't matter someone's intelligence. They are still having an experience. I'm sorry, Freesia.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
Does that make sense, Ed Venting? Your dog is sentient. The animals you use are sentient. And if you disagree with that, that's fine, but that you're going against science. We have scientific evidence that shows animals are sentient, and we have other evidence that says plants are not. I don't know. I feel like plant sentience was brought up at some point.
It was, yeah. And he said that he wasn't sure if plants
Oh,
were
right.
sentient.
That's where it started. Right.
Mhm.
So we have more evidence leaning towards plants not being sentient, and so much more evidence that animals are, like the Cambridge Declaration of Consciousness, the New York Declaration of Consciousness. These all looked at animals and found that they are sentient. Chickens are sentient. Fish are sentient. They have nociceptors, which are the nerve endings that you and I have that tell us when we're having extreme pain.
You
The
do understand human beings
the
are
animals we use also have those same nerve endings. So when you drag a knife across their throat, or you smash them, or whatever you do to the animals that are around you, you pew them, it feels the same to them as it would to us. They want to live just like you, and they don't want to be used just like you. You don't need to use them. That's the whole point. You can talk about our differences all day. It doesn't
Talking
matter.
over. Just keep talking over me. That's all you've done the whole time.
I know.
If you
Ed,
wanted to bring me on to, hey, listen. If you
No,
wanted to bring me on to
Ed,
have a
you
conversation,
clearly don't want to have a conversation. You came up here to fight. You notice that you're the one that's getting all worked up right now. I understand I muted you and that's frustrating, but you haven't even listened to anything we said. You're still thinking it's okay for me to harm animals. What do you think the animals want? They make preferences. Do you think they enjoy you pew-pewing them in the forest? Do you think they enjoy you taking their life so you can consume them? They don't. And they don't even want to be born into existence to be used by you. Even if you just used your chickens for eggs. You know, their original ancestor only laid 13 eggs. And now they lay an egg every day, if not multiple times a week at least. And they have to regrow that weight every time in their gut, walk around with it for you. That's so unfair to them. And you're denying their autonomy because you are stronger than them, or you have more brain power than them, or I don't know what part of you think is higher than them, but you basically think might makes right. And that's what you're defending. And that's why we can't stand you talking, because all you're doing is saying might makes right. Thank you for leaving. I just wanted to keep talking at him until he left. He kept saying, like, you don't want to have a conversation. Like, well, then just leave.
Well, I mean, the fact is that he wasn't being respectful at all. Like,
He wasn't.
He just wanted to continue to talk and not actually stop and listen.
Exactly. And that's frustrating for us. Like, we don't want to be your backdrop. We're here to have a conversation. I know you want to just say your thing and think you're right and run, but there's going to be some pushback. But you need to actually engage in the conversation, not just say your bit and just not listen. Silly. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, let's bring up another guest. Let's see. I don't know. You guys keep moving, or like they shift around. I was trying to keep track of who's been here. Lewis? I don't know how to pronounce the first name.
Yo.
Are you? Oh, it's loud background. Can you move?
Oh yeah, sorry. Oh yes.
Are you
Is
over?
that better?
That is better. Are you over 18?
Yeah.
What year were you born?
I was born in 2006.
Okay. All right. Why aren't you vegan yet?
I have no idea actually.
Okay. Have you ever considered what the animals go through?
Not really.
All right. Well, what animals do you use?
Like to eat?
In any fashion.
Steak, chicken, pork, lamb.
All right. Would you agree that if you could get all those things without using animals, that it would be preferable?
I don't know.
I mean, it's just the taste pleasure, right? Or do you actually like that animals suffer for you?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Oh wait, never mind.
Do you enjoy? Okay, it sounds like you're not really up here to have a conversation, so I'll give you one
Yeah, I
more
am.
chance. Give you one more chance. Wouldn't it be preferable if you could get everything you wanted without using animals?
Like to die.
To be used at all, wouldn't it be preferable to not use animals and get everything you wanted?
Let me think.
If you were oppressed, how quickly would you want your oppressor to stop oppressing you?
Say like 4 seconds.
Okay. I would like to talk to someone serious.
I mean, did he really have to think about...
I know, I was like, this pause right here says it all. I'm going to move on.
Right.
It's like not engaging. Figgy Fig, are you over 18?
Yes.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan yet?
never considered being vegan.
That's fair. A lot of people haven't. So have you ever thought about what the animals go through?
Nope.
Okay. Well, what animals do you use?
What do you mean by use? Like eat?
Sure. Or wear or watch for entertainment?
I eat chickens, pig, beef, deer, elk. Yeah, it generally rounds out the menu.
Do you know that those animals feel pain and can suffer and feel joy?
Well, that's a given.
Okay, so you agree then. So would you agree it'd be preferable if you could get all your favorite tasties without harming animals?
No.
So you like that
That's
animals
not,
suffer?
That's not possible.
So you like that animals suffer for you?
It doesn't bother me one bit.
So do you think it's moral if I kick dogs for entertainment and fun?
Well, it wouldn't be. I wouldn't suggest doing that.
Oh, but is it moral?
Is it moral to kick a dog? It depends on what reason.
For fun.
For fun? I mean, I guess you could do it.
You think
Not
kicking
something I
dogs
would
for
do.
fun? You think kicking dogs for fun is moral?
I said it could be. I mean,
do you?
Who's to say?
Look, Figgy, I know that you're scared. I feel it. You don't want to express that I'm right now. You agree.
Well, I mean, personally, I wouldn't
agree?
kick a dog for
Why
fun.
not?
No.
Why not? Exactly.
It's just not something that I find fun.
Why not?
Because it's not fun for me.
But, okay, so what if I do it? Do you think I'm a moral person?
I would probably say you're a piece of shit.
I agree. Yeah. Why?
Well, if that animal, a dog, isn't really doing anything to you, and you're not harming it for a purpose, then what's the purpose of kicking the dog?
Just my entertainment and benefit.
All right, well, I guess that's on you.
Right, but is it moral? That's what I'm asking you. Do you think that I am a moral person if I kick dogs for fun and entertainment?
Probably not.
Okay, we agree on that. I agree. I think that someone who kicks dogs for fun is not a moral person in that sense. They're not doing a moral action. And I would love to hear, though, why you think it's an immoral thing to do.
Well, we're talking about eating animals, not kicking things for fun.
Okay, so let's say I still kick this dog for fun, right? Entertainment. This is still an innocent dog. I kick this dog for fun and entertainment, but then afterwards, I slit their throat and eat them. Is it now moral that I kick them?
At least you ended its suffering.
Is it moral that I kick them?
We've already discussed the fact that I agree with you. It's not moral to kick a dog for fun.
Why?
If you're gonna kill it, just kill it.
But why is it immoral?
I don't know. I just don't feel it's right. I don't make the moral rules.
Could I offer an answer?
Go ahead.
Okay. Is it because you care about the dog suffering?
No, it's just not really. It's just not something that I would do and would not consider.
But
that
why not?
something-
It's a lot of fun. I'm telling you, it's so
the
much fun.
It's really the whole aspect of it for fun is really what takes the morality out of it. Now, if that same animal was attacking you and you kicked
Oh, that's not
it-
what I'm saying, though. I'm not talking about self-defense. I'm doing this purely for fun. Is kicking dogs
If it's
for
purely
fun?
for fun,
Yeah.
then that would make you immoral
Right. Why?
because it's not a good thing to do.
But why? You're just repeating it's not good. Why is it not good? I gave you an answer. Consider
You're
that.
kicking an animal for no reason.
And what's wrong with that?
Well, nothing. I guess.
So you change your mind? It's
Well,
moral?
I mean, I'm telling you, like, hey, look, it's just not a good thing to do.
Is
And you're
it
like,
moral?
well, why?
Is it moral?
Is it moral? It's not. I wouldn't say that it is a moral action.
Okay, I agree with you. I want to be clear.
Okay,
I agree
so
with you. It's
now
not.
let's
It's
go
not
back
moral.
to,
But
like,
no.
eating
Let's not
animals.
go back. No, look, Figgy, you can't answer my question. You're trying to run. Why is it immoral to kick dogs for fun, in your opinion? You said it's not the suffering of the dog. What is it? Do you feel the same if I kick a tree?
No,
Exactly.
because
So what's-
I don't think the tree would feel the same way.
Exactly. Yes. Tree wouldn't feel it. The dog would feel it, right? And it's
What's your
wrong.
point?
It's wrong to cause that dog unnecessary suffering when I can avoid doing
Yeah, but I
so,
eat
right?
a dog.
No. I need you to listen. It's immoral to cause unnecessary suffering, as we just took 5 minutes to cover. Right? It's immoral to kick dogs for fun, even if I'm going to eat them afterwards, right? I'm telling you, you're escalating the violence. You're violating their bodily autonomy and stealing their life. Stealing someone's life is escalating. I would much rather, if given the choice, I'd rather be kicked than have my life taken from me. At least I'll continue living. I can get over being kicked. Can't get over being unalived. Does that make sense? So if it's wrong, if you think it's immoral for me to kick dogs because I can kick something else and I'm causing this dog unnecessary suffering. Yes, because you're not listening.
Is that like your thing?
I mean, it's a TikTok thing, yeah. All live people have the option to mute you.
So what's wrong with? I'm a hunter. So what's wrong with me hunting my own food?
Is what's wrong with me kicking dogs? See, this is what I'm talking about. You're not listening. I'm trying to show you where you're being illogical.
Nothing suffering.
So what's wrong with me kicking dogs?
You can kick dogs however you want. Go for it.
Why do you think it's immoral to kick dogs?
We've already been through this.
Why is it immoral? You can't answer it, Figgy. You keep trying to
then
run. You're running from. You're running.
Maybe it's not.
You're a coward. You're a coward. You're a coward for not being able to answer this.
For a keyboard warrior.
I'm talking to people about rights. You're the keyboard warrior. You came onto my live.
Has no rights.
You came onto my live to sit here and mansplain to me, and it's really pathetic because you're failing. He smiles.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Smiles.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Lori.
I'm sorry I didn't offer for you guys to cover that. He just was not listening, and so I felt it was lost cause. But I'm trying to remember to ask you guys first, so I genuinely forgot to ask you guys first.
No, he wasn't listening. Like, there was, he didn't want to dive into the whys of anything, and it was just, everything was, because it's bad. It's like, well, why? Like, why do you think it's wrong? I don't know, it's just wrong.
He almost got it, but no.
Well,
right over his head.
I asked him too. I said, is it because this dog is suffering? And he said, no, not really. It's not that. I'm like, then what else is it? Why else is it bad?
He's got a dog, a beautiful dog, if that's his in the picture behind him. Yeah. What a sicko.
That's so sad.
I can only imagine what he does to his dog if it misbehaves.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I just came here, so I didn't see a lot of that conversation, but I did see him, mention that he would say that the tree and the dog are different because of feelings. So obviously he did think that it is about the suffering of pain.
Yeah, he just wasn't being honest. That's why I was trying to show him, like, you're jumping around, you're not being logically consistent, and it's showing that you haven't really thought about this. Like, if you actually think about it, you'll see that you're not being logical. And logical consistency is important because we're talking about how we should treat each other, And if you're not logically consistent, you're opening up avenues for, like, racism, homophobia, sexism, all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got 3 waiting too, and just let you know.
Oh yeah. Let's bring up. Well, Kingson, I'm gonna bring you up, but we're gonna bring up a non-vegan as well. Okay. So I just we'll chat afterwards, but I'm gonna bring up someone just because we're towards the end of my live, so I want to try to get one more conversation in. I appreciate you being up here though. Can Monsense?
Come on now, wouldn't it be common sense? That's common sense.
Oh, common sense. Well, it's because it's K-A-N, Common sense.
It's a nod to one of my favorite speedo rappers, constant for knowledge, blah, blah, nonsense, common sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway.
Oh, that's actually a good name. Once I say it out loud, I'm like, oh, that actually sounds pretty good. So, are you over 18?
26.
Beautiful. And why aren't you vegan yet?
Oh, fuck. Sorry, recovering from hip surgery. So me, I hunt for basically all my meat. And due to the fact that we basically eradicated it, well, not eradicated, but significantly limited the population of their natural predators, and pushed them out to the outskirts. The deer, us as humans are the only predator really left to keep the population in check. And if we don't hunt them, then they will end up being overpopulated, end up eating eating too much vegetation to the point that they will end up starving, and then by your logic, that will actually cause more suffering. Correct?
Okay, so the thing is, hunting is actually more just for your benefit because we're still having this issue of overpopulating animals. So first off, I want to point out, hunting is just an avenue to make money. It's not an actual solution to conservation or helping with animal population. If we really want to tackle that issue, we have other options. We can do birth control. We can improve their habitat so they don't enter human areas. We can protect our farms and our roadways better. We can make natural bridges or whatever.
Would you not call the forcing sterilization of animals against their will exploitation?
No.
No, not if it's going to help them in the process.
Yeah, the point is
it would
their
only
best
be
interest.
for
Go ahead,
a little
sorry.
while. It's no different than
if you think
different than doing it to your dog or your cat.
Answer this. Would you be okay with someone forcing you to be sterilized for your own benefit?
You're on mute, Anna. I'm mute.
Sorry, I have too many buttons on this thing. If it was a choice between being caused to not have babies and being unalived, I'm going to choose to not have babies.
Right.
But I'm saying you don't get a choice.
So
would you be okay
I
with
would
someone
rather
making that choice for you?
Okay, listen. I would rather my oppressors allow me to live and make choices in my best interest. And if that requires me not being able to have babies, okay, so you're jumping ahead. I don't think you're actually... Okay, we're done here. You're clearly not here to talk. Just wants to keep interrupting about deer and doesn't want to hear about the solutions and other opportunities to not harm animals.
It's called we wouldn't have deforestation if we didn't have people eating meat.
Exactly.
And that's where all their land is going to, raising cattle.
Yep.
Yeah, and then I wanted to wait 1 second.
Nope.
Okay, then I wanted to comment on how they brought that up. Like, we're not all a monolith. Like, if we could find safe measures to reduce that or not sterilize, then I would be open to that.
Absolutely.
And they, and he didn't even ask me that though. It's like, you didn't ask me. We're not all a monolith, so yeah, I would be open to that. It's not automatically that I would want that.
And the only reason I bring it up is just to make the point that there are other options, and the fact that these people that claim conservation, that they're doing it for the benefit of the earth or the fellow people, they're not actually thinking of other solutions. They just jump to pew-pewing them because they benefit from that oppression. They're like, I get something out of that, and I like that. And that's the only reason why they care.
Yeah, and then they said in the comments, they're like, of course I'm going to speak to the host. Yeah, but we're all going to address the things you're saying.
Yeah, you should talk to all of us. That's why everyone is up here. I'm not going to have every answer, and that's why I like having backup. They'll cover things that I'm just human. We're all just human. We make mistakes. I just like having everyone up here. You should respond to everybody, really. Everyone up here is awesome animal rights advocate. By the way, Kingson, hello.
Hello, I just want to again thank you for the good job you're doing. Great job. I had plant-based protein bar for lunch and breakfast because I know that they're a protein bar and they're plant-based. I checked that.
Yeah.
And last night I had nice bread with vinegar and oil, which was very fresh bread, which was
Oof.
good.
That sounds
That sounds
delicious.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can make dishes without putting meat. But I wanted to I mean, this is what I did, and I think it's maybe effective, maybe a little bit gross. But I said, how would you feel if a cannibal tribe takes over your city or town? Let's say they do. They have military power and they take over. And they tell you right off the bat that they're checking people in your city for food, as food. And they're going around, they're looking at you and say, I don't know, I have to check the quality of his meat or her meat. Wouldn't you start feeling uncomfortable walking around thinking like, oh my God, they could select me? And imagine they start selecting healthy people for meat and they're just dragging them right off the street like ICE does, just dragging them. And they create their own little farm with fences in it. And they are, they put people there naked just for feeding them the basic bread and water, and just not letting them do anything else, and just preparing them to be, pew-pewed or killed for food, that type of thing. How would you feel? How would you feel as the resident of the city? How nervous wouldn't you be, or would you be? And if these cannibals tell you that, hey, don't complain, that's how we lived for the last 1,000 years. We eat other people. What's your problem? We eat other people. And we eat the people we conquer, you know? And your town is conquered. Somehow it was. Maybe they're from moon. I don't know. And you don't have any government or anything to represent you. You're just potential food. How would you feel if that happened? And, and as I said, there could be aliens maybe took over a city. I don't know. But you're nothing but a potential food for them. How would you feel? How would you argue with them? How would you try to convince them, don't eat me?
There's actually a movie. It's called Daybreakers. It's not. It's not really that great of a movie. But the point is, vampires take over the world, and they eat humans. Right? Human blood is their sustenance, and they take over the world. Like, they look like us, but everything's dark because they're vampires, right? But they go get their morning coffee with our blood in there, and they survive off of us. And they show the humans being farmed, and they're unconscious. They're like up in these systems where they're hooked up to tubes and they're not aware. So if you could actually claim that these humans are being farmed in the most ethical way, because they are not suffering. They're just being drained of their blood constantly. And what they show in the movie is there's some there's some humans that escape, and there's a vampire that's essentially kind of like a human rights vampire, and is trying to save these humans and find another way for his species to live without harming humans. And it's just a great example of showing that, yeah, humans don't want to be the cattle. We know we don't want to be the animals that are being farmed. We don't want to be used like them. And it's very safe to recognize they also don't want that, even if they're born into it and unaware of what freedom is. We know that as humans, even being born in something like that, we would still yearn to be free and yearn to be away from the exploitation and harm that we're experiencing. So, yeah. But your example is spot on.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the movie? It's pretty old at this point. It's got cheesy parts in it. They do find a solution to vampirism, but the whole point is, they're recognizing that their food source wants to live, and they don't care about your justification. They want to live, and animals are no different. So,
just because they can't verbally say it, you can see it in them every day, how they act, what they do, if they're out in a pasture,
Yeah.
You can see it.
Does anybody remember Common Sense? Was that the person I just dropped?
Yeah, he's back up.
Yeah,
he's
okay,
back
that's
up and they're requesting
kinda,
up.
honestly, as soon as I drop them, I just kind of forget about them. You guys don't live rent free in my mind, so I forget you pretty quickly. That's all another reason why I like having backup.
Yeah, he's there and 2 other people. I don't know if you want to bring one more person up or not. It's up to you.
I was thinking maybe the Emilio. Is it Emilio? I don't know. I'm gonna bring him up.
Emilio.
Emilio.
Yeah, I think it's Emilio.
Oh God, I butchered that so terribly.
Hey.
I'm incredibly sorry,
Hello?
Emilio.
Well, it's not like it's unlikely because people have the weirdest names. So come on.
That's true. It is TikTok. It is TikTok. But still, Emilio,
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. Are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Is that you playing a game or?
Yeah, it's my son. Here, he's right here. I'll turn it down.
Sorry.
Here, let's turn this down a little bit.
I appreciate it.
Is that better?
Yeah, thank you. Why aren't you vegan yet?
Sorry, I was exercising.
That's all right. Take your time.
Why am I not vegan?
Yeah.
One, I enjoy the way it tastes, right? Also the nutrient benefits that I know the beef is about. What
Nutrients and
else?
taste. Well, let's start
What?
with those two. Let's start with those two, and then we'll go down the list. So first, it was taste, and then nutrients.
Right.
Okay, so taste isn't a moral justification for anything.
Definitely.
Yeah, because you wouldn't unalive a human for that, right?
For sure, yeah.
Okay. And then nutrients. Is there some nutrient you think you can only get from animal products?
I know there's other forms of iron that can be used by the body, but there's that heme iron.
I mean, you can get. There's other sources for heme iron. They found it actually in the roots of soy plants.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is possible to get it without using an animal. So I guess since we can, I'm sure now we can agree. If you're not really sure, go check out my resources, nutritionfacts.org, because they'll break down where you can get natural iron sources. So knowing that we can get everything we need from a plant-based diet, what morally justifies using animals?
I don't know. I just heard, I've seen all kinds of stuff online, all kinds of different reasonings and everything. So I don't know.
Have you
go
seen
ahead,
what
ask me something.
Have you seen what the animals go through?
In mass farming situations, yes, I've seen that.
Okay.
It's not good.
Even small farms, have you seen that? Like what they do?
Like how the how chickens are processed.
I mean, any animal. Do you consume all animals and products?
I do.
Okay. So for an animal to become the flesh that you consume, they have to go into a slaughterhouse, right? Despite whatever it is that they have gone through on a good farm, they still have to go into a place where they will have their throat slit, right?
Correct.
Okay. So if that's the case, don't you think they want to live?
Yes.
Do you think that it's in their best interest that we send them to the slaughterhouse?
No, it's not in their best interest.
Yeah. So I guess what is it that morally justifies doing that to them? But let's say, why not a human?
Maybe the social
just your opinion.
aspect.
I just want your opinion.
Yeah,
what you think? What's stopping you? Like, why wouldn't you pick up human flesh in the grocery store if it was there?
I'd say the human life is valued differently than animals because of our intelligence level.
Okay, so these humans are not intelligent. They've been measured to be just as intelligent as like a cow. And cows are considered to be as intelligent as like a toddler. So these humans that we bred are the intelligence of toddlers or cows. Is it okay then that we enslave them and use them for food?
No, I think because the
I agree with
potential that the life would have held, right? A human's potential is greater than that of an animal.
These humans will never be able to accomplish anything. They're just going to grow to become flesh for me. They don't have like proper legs or arms. Is it okay that since they're not going to be able to do anything and they're, like I said, low cognition, is it okay that I use them for their flesh?
So, like, I don't know how to feel, because are you saying like these humans are farmed, or these people like...
I'm farming them.
I don't know, that's kind of a weird situation.
So, can I offer an answer?
Sure, go ahead.
Is it because you know that human, no matter their shape, no matter their intelligence, you know that human is having a subjective experience and has the capacity to have subjective feelings like suffering or joy?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. And if you could see yourself in them, and if you were in their situation, you would want to be respected, right? Not exploited.
Right, of
human.
Right.
We're talking about a human still.
Of human.
Right.
Right.
Because
yeah.
you see yourself in that human and think, if I were in that situation, I would want to be respected. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that the animals that we use have those same qualifiers. They're sentient and they have a preference to continue living. So what morally justifies the difference in treatment?
I don't know. I think just the potential that the mind could have brought itself.
It's only about what someone can provide for you.
Can provide for you?
Well, that's what you keep saying. You keep mentioning that these people have a potential to do something for other people, but that's not our purpose.
For society.
We have our own purpose. Some people don't even like society. They don't want to be a part of society at all. Does that mean we can exploit them?
No.
Why?
But they are inevitably
They don't want to be a part of. No, they're not. They're actually a weight. They're a weight on our society now. Is it moral for me to exploit them?
A weight on our society. How's that?
They take resources and give nothing back. Is it moral for me to exploit them now for my own benefit?
Well, no.
Exactly, because they're sentient. There's someone there, and to steal someone's freedom for my benefit is immoral. As you prioritize your freedom, so do animals. You prioritize your autonomy, so do animals. If you were in their position, you would want your oppressor to stop using you. Even if you're not that intelligent, you would still want to be left alone or at least not exploited.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So are you vegan now?
No.
Okay. So what's stopping you from going vegan?
I'm trying to think. So.
Well, don't try to just beat me. Think about what I'm talking about. What am I saying?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm an animal rights activist. What do you think that I'm advocating for?
The life of animals.
So I'm advocating for animals to not be exploited.
Okay.
Just like it would be wrong to exploit humans. Because they have their own purpose. They care what happens to them, just like you care what happens to you. Okay. I don't know if you're listening anymore. It sounds like you're... Okay.
No, I'm listening. I really am. I'm like pondering on what you're telling me. It's all making sense.
That's fine.
Can I make a suggestion, Emilio?
Sure.
Behind the house, there's two documentaries called, one is Dominion, and the other is Dailey Dozen, and they showed the practice of here and in Europe what happens to these animals on a daily, minute by minute, second by second, what these animals go through. It's standard practice, and I would say just watch it. Dominion is about 2 hours, and it can be tough at times to watch, but you've got to look at it like, hey, I need to see this so I can get educated on what I'm purchasing, every day when I go to the supermarket, and what this someone has gone through, and dairy is scary. That's one of the worst things too, is ingesting cow milk. It's not for us, it's for the babies, and it doesn't do a body good. Actually, it causes brittle bone situations, and they're finding this out now more and more because of all the older generations that are falling. They're wondering what the heck's happening. But
can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
So what is this ideal world look like for you guys? Like, I honestly feel like, on an individual level, we can't really do anything compared to, when faced up to like corporations in this mass farming situation, and
We can.
like,
That's why we're all speaking out. We can. If the heat gets put on them and people don't buy their product, they're going to have to shift the balance. And we're not a huge group. We're, I think, only what, 2%, but we've grown exponentially since the 1940s, when all
sure,
this
yeah,
kind
I
of
can
came
get with that.
about. And other
But you think the
like
majority of the population will get to that point? Like, I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know where I'm at. What I'm asking anymore.
I think we can all get to that point if we really try and we really think about it.
I mean, just to add in there, every rights movement has actually had a similar beginning where it was not considered for a long time. And then we hit about the 3% threshold, and that's when change really takes off. And we're right there. We're actually between 1 and 3% of the population. We're kind of fluctuating. And that's why activists are really active right now, because if we get to that 3%, we can make massive, that's how we got, that's how we somewhat abolished slavery. That's how we fought for women's rights. That's how we fought for civil rights. That's how we fought for LGBTQ plus rights. That's how we, every rights movement has been this kind of a whoop, and then it just goes. So we're like right there. We're right there. And the fact that we're only a small percentage, look at all the vegan products that are on the shelf, right? That's because of that 1 to 3% demand. That's, imagine what we could do with 5%, 10%. I mean, there would be no excuse to not live vegan.
Corporation would take over further?
Well, so yes, we do live in a capitalist system, and if you want to avoid that, you can live vegan and not support corporations. It's absolutely doable. It's just that we live
Most
in a
people
corporate
wouldn't
world.
do it, though.
Well, so that's hold on. I just wanted to make a quick point. So Amelia, so what we're saying is, what do corporations need to survive?
Yeah, the mass purchasing of whatever they're selling.
Right. They need people to be participating in it. And so if we one by one stop participating, then what happens?
Yeah, and
Right.
the
And
other
some
product
of
would be
these
sold.
big industries are already starting to change their tune. I mean, look at Ben and Jerry's. They put out a vegan line of ice cream, and it's really great. And they're kind of going off leaving the cow milk behind.
Yeah, I think what I'm trying to get at is that it seems like the bigger issue to me isn't really meat versus veganism. It's like this mass dependence on corporation to provide their needs for them, right? Like, and then coming back to animal, would you say taking advantage of the word? Exploitation, right? Like, it's unavoidable with this kind of population level we're dealing with, right?
Well, again, that's why we're kind of talking about on an individual level, because like you're saying that it's unavoidable or it's not, gosh, sorry, words. You're saying that avoiding exploitation is unavoidable, but like, how many times a day do you use another animal? And I'm talking about meals. I'm talking about all these different ways that we use animals.
Pretty often.
Do you even know how many animals are unalived a year? Do you know, Amelia?
I believe it's a lot. There's like 4 billion. How many? 8 billion people in the world?
92 billion animals a year. 92 billion land animals, and that's not including sea life. It's over trillions of sea life every year.
It's so much.
We cannot keep this up. It is not sustainable. It's killing
I
our
agree.
earth. It's killing our land.
agree.
It's killing our water. And if we don't have
I agree.
water, none of us are going to survive.
Corporations, again, are the issue.
Okay, so
because people are reliant.
Yeah, but again, who are the people who are paying into the corporations? Why do these corporations survive? Like right now, this is
people.
what we're talking about is an.
But like, okay, say everyone was vegan.
Hold on, Emilio. So right now, what we're talking about is an entire institution of animal exploitation. And every single day, and you said that you use animals pretty often. So every single day, you're making choices that are to use animals. You're saying to these corporations, you're saying to the institution that you want more of that to happen. And what we're saying is that on an individual basis, you can make choices every single day that say, I don't want to pay for this. I don't want to support this. This institution needs to come down because it's not moral, it's not ethical, and it doesn't match with my principles.
See.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I got you. I understand all that.
Well, if you watch those 2 documentaries, maybe it'll help push you to the goal of trying it at least.
Yeah. So, I feel like this is
It's not
connected
for
to
kids
a
either. If
deeper
you
issue.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that animal exploitation will continue to happen regardless if the whole world was vegan.
Let me put it this way. Are you racist?
No.
Right. Do you do your best to avoid being racist?
Yes.
Right. Can you eliminate all racism in the world?
No.
Right. But you're still racist, right? Or you're still not racist, right? Sorry.
No.
Right. And
Not
it's because of a principle, correct? Not because you can save the world by not being racist, but because you principally think that being racist is wrong. To judge someone based on a random trait is immoral.
Right.
Right.
I think maybe the issue that you're seeing is that I place my morality like mostly on humans, and I don't extend it to animals.
Wait, I want to understand. When you say you're placing your priority on humans, are you actually having the option at the grocery store between human flesh and human products versus animal products, or is it plant-based products versus animal products?
Plant-based versus animal.
Right. So when you say that
why are you saying that?
hold on. So because you said you prioritize humans, but we're not asking you to pick humans over animals. We're asking you to eat plants over animals.
I see.
Plants are much healthier. You can get everything on a plant-based diet, and it's now it's being realized that vegans live 13 plus years longer than meat eaters.
Oh wow!
It can
I actually didn't know that. I have to go look that up.
It can reverse a lot of health issues
on both sides.
Without, and eating meat causes a lot of health issues. And they've known this since the 1700s. They knew meat caused cancer in the 1700s.
Right, I know the medical literature is all over the place with whether or not plants are bad or meat is bad.
So right now, the collective
science.
The collective science shows us that we actually live longer and higher quality lives when we eat fewer animal products and we eat more plants. That's what the science is showing us so far. But the point that we're trying to make is that because we know we can get everything we need from a plant-based diet, there is no moral justification for forcing a sentient, feeling, emotional being through a system that we don't even put our worst humans through. And these animals are innocent. They've done nothing.
Right. Yeah. I can get with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
So if you're worried,
I don't know. I feel like
I just don't feel
to...
overwhelmed yet. Because it sounds like you are actually kind of understanding what we're saying, and it may feel I don't want to make all this big change and whatever, but it really isn't that big of a deal. You'll notice how easy it is actually to make this change, and most people are really respectful to your choices. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's fine that you want to be vegan."
Yeah.
So I just don't want you to feel overwhelmed by it at all. And I would look up the vegan Dailey Dozen if you're worried about any nutrients.
Right. That. Yeah.
So you think that eating plants? I know it's like you said, moral and all this stuff.
Well, plants are not sentient. They don't have a brain or a central nervous system. We know this from science.
Sure.
They don't make preferences and they don't suffer.
Animals don't have pain receptors.
Yeah, they don't have pain receptors. Only animals have those.
Yeah, and then I wanted to add too that, and for anybody in the chat, you should look up Ed Winters / Earthling Ed. They go by either. I would watch videos of them having conversations like at colleges and stuff. They have conversations that could like spark some interest to you. And also they have their own documentary called Milk. It's like a short film that they made. So you should watch Milk by Ed Winters.
Winters and Joey Carbstrong. They both came out with some good documentaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gotta I don't know, it's kind of off topic. This whole conversation is making me think about like evolution's role and how we're eating animals and how dominance over other species has been, a common theme amongst life progression until now.
Every time we've looked at history and there's been an oppressor and a victim
Like
of
human
that
history?
oppressor. Yeah, human history.
Okay.
Every time we look at human history and the oppressor is justifying what he's doing to his victims, we find that wrong. It doesn't matter their benefits, right? It's still immoral to enslave and violate someone's autonomy.
Humans.
Okay, so what is the moral difference between humans and animals? Whew, that buzzing is loud.
Sorry,
What
let me turn
what
that
is,
off.
what is the moral difference between animals and humans then? What's the morally
difference
relevant?
between animals?
Yeah, the morally relevant difference. Because clearly there's differences, right? One's smaller, one's bigger, we all have our various differences, even between humans. But what is the morally significant difference that justifies enslaving animals, but not enslaving humans?
Morally.
Yeah. So if I was to enslave a human, I better have a really good reason for it, right?
Right?
Right. Well, I don't, so I should stop. So what's your moral justification for enslaving animals?
I guess my perspective of potentiation of the mind. And again, I know you brought up a human who's like underdeveloped.
Because you're talking about intelligence. You're saying because animals are not intelligent and I'm intelligent, I now have the moral right to violate their bodily autonomy and cause them harm if I choose.
Intelligence.
We don't really know their highest intelligence either. They're looking into this, but science is changing things every day. They are of an intelligent. Look at the mothers when their babies are taken away from them the minute they're born, how they scream out for them and chase these trucks down and cry for days because their babies are taken from them. That's no different than a human would do. No different. But I would take
we're still animals.
Take a screenshot of what's behind the host, and there's also another thing to check out too, which is called challenge22.com. And it's a free resource for 22 days. They can help you make meal plans. They can talk to you about places in your area. They give you a nutritionist and a dietitian that have over 8,000 hours of experience, which is more than a doctor. A doctor usually gets maybe 1 day a weekend, if that, on a weekend. Other than that, any of them can help maybe hopefully change your mind or to make you think the next time you grill a hamburger.
Well, I don't want to waste any more of your guys' time. Seems like morality is the issue.
Right. What's the issue with human slavery? The morality, right? There's someone losing their freedom and their life. Yeah. And we're saying
an
that
intelligent human.
Look how long it took to stop that. Decades and decades to stop that.
Yeah.
Right.
But we
did.
Yep. I was gonna say we got to that 3% and then it just shot up. People were changing their minds really quickly after that. And we're just about there as Vegans for the Animal Liberation Front. And we just need people to reckon you already have the same principles as us, as you think it's immoral to kick a dog because they're suffering. And to cause them unnecessary suffering to an innocent being is immoral. And just because you can't see it.
Oh, that part right there. I think
What part?
Okay, obviously I feel that way, right?
Yeah, that's what you said at
But
least.
what am I trying to get at? It's like it
So
doesn't seem
what you're
optimal for the
experiencing,
entirety of humankind to
what
be
you're
like
experiencing is called
relying on
cognitive.
plant-based food
Okay,
sources.
listen. What you're experiencing is called cognitive dissonance. You agree causing animals unnecessary suffering is immoral, but your actions are doing the opposite. See, yeah. I don't think they knew what they were asking either, honestly.
Yeah, no, it seemed like they were experiencing some cognitive dissonance, and especially when Lori, I think you were the one who brought up talking about dairy cows and how the mothers, cry out for their babies,
Oh yeah.
and his comment to that was, yeah, well, they're animals too, like us, and because that was the parallel of mothers miss their babies, they want their babies, and so do these cows, and I
Or
think.
anyone, sheep, pigs.
Yeah, they all
Right?
exactly. They all
They all
care
do.
about their offspring. They all like
Right.
all of us do.
Right.
So I feel like he was starting to grasp it, but then that cognitive dissonance was kind of kicking in, and
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. And Lori, yeah, you were spot on with pointing that out. And and Freesia, thank you for also bringing it up because I missed it. Now I just lost my point that I was going to say.
I just hope he does look at the information that we gave him. That's all I can hope.
Please take a
Or maybe,
screenshot.
yeah, maybe the next time he eats an animal part, he might think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully.
There was
But
some
or I mean, just like at the store, it's like you were saying, Anna. It's you're not making the choice between eating a human animal and a fellow animal. We're talking about consuming or buying something from an animal, be their flesh, their milk, their eggs, whatever, versus a plant. It's you don't have to choose between human animals and other animals. It's plants.
It has not come down to that. Yeah. We don't have to choose.
And these corporations, if anybody's lying to these people, it's these corporations that want them to continue buying their product.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, how many people are going to go spend $8 on a carton of eggs if there's something on there that says "Enjoy the chickens"? Period.
Yeah. Or
really,
the fact
how
that
many people are going to look at that and go, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
But a lot of
or
people
some-
don't realize that.
Exactly, or something that said like, "Oh, male baby chicks were ground up so you can have these eggs," kind of thing.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
This chicken's brother was ground alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I've talked about this before on Universes Live and stuff. How I said, if we opened a restaurant and we had everything on the menu and made it a radically honest menu, radically honest restaurant, then my burger could say black
Nobody would be
beans and
there.
spices on bread, and the other one great cow on bread.
Right.
That's what it would say.
Ah, yes, it would.
You got 3 people too. I don't know if you want to bring anybody else up.
Oh.
I just let you know. Or
Yeah.
4 people. Sorry.
I do see them there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna tap out right now, though. I am pretty tired. I just had a really long weekend too. I would have probably gone more if I don't know. I do try to go more, but I just don't want to be burnt out for other days. So I try to I try to find that balance. But I appreciate everyone trying to come up though.
Yeah, come back on the next day she's up.
Yeah, I'll be live on Wednesday at 3 p.m. PDT and Friday 3 p.m. PDT. And if that's too late, I'll be back on Monday 9 a.m. PDT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Other than that though,
everyone come back.
You said 3 p.m.?
Yeah. PDT. Yeah, because I'm on the Pacific Coast.
She's just above me.
Yeah, just above Lori. We're Pacific Northwesterners over here.
Exactly.
We wear our plaid and socks and our sandals.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway. All right. Well, again, I appreciate everyone being up here. Yeah, please, everyone go follow the vegans up here. These are all great animal rights activists. Please follow them. They make great content, remind us of all the important things to think about. They're just great people to talk to if you have questions. So please reach out to them. They're great vegan activists.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you guys
Okay,
coming. Do you have anything?
See ya Wednesday.
Sounds good. Did you guys want to say any last words before I kick you?
If you If you
Oh, go
go
ahead.
to Universes Live, also, you should go there. I'm a mod there, and we do lives there a lot.
Awesome. I haven't been to
So check
Universes,
that
so
out.
I will check that out too. Because
All right.
I don't think I've been in their live. So Universe, cool. I will check them out. Thank you so much, Smiles, and thank you, Freesia. Do you have anything you want to say, Freesia?
No, I'm all good. Thank you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Appreciate you guys. Have a great vegan day. Thank you to all my mods in the chat for keeping things safe in there and standing up for animals. And thank you to even the non-vegans in the chat. Thank you for putting yourself in a position to hear an opinion maybe you're not comfortable with or you don't know much about. I appreciate you being here, even if you were a troll. All right, guys. Have a great vegan day. I'll see you later. Bye.